Welcome everyone to Livestream Reviews. My name is Christian Karasevich, the content marketing manager at StreamYard, and this is a show all about you. Every first and third Saturday of the month, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we bring you on. We like to hear what types of live streams you're running, along with helping you solve some of your challenges. So that challenge could be, maybe I need some help finding guests, for example, or I'm not sure if my topic's the right thing, or I've got questions about, optimizing my live streams. We even have worked with people where they've said, hey, you know what? I want to improve the background. We helped them, gave them some suggestions and some ideas. So we're going to kick things off for live stream reviews. Small change. Sorry, by the way, for starting late here. So I think Leticia's under the weather. So Charles Matthews is filling in. You probably have seen him with us on the show. Do us a favor, by the way, send Leticia a message over on Facebook. Just say, hey, we missed you at live stream reviews. But with that, I'm going to bring Charles on and we're going to kick things off. Charles, it's great seeing you yet again. How you doing?
Hey, everybody. What's going on? What's going on, everybody? I'm excited. Super excited. I've been seeing all the comments coming in, and shouts out to everybody. Like we're UK. Big shouts out to people in the UK, Niagara Falls. I'm seeing locations all over around the world. So big shouts out to you, everybody. All right, Christian, I'm ready. I'm ready for today.
So this is going to be a lot of fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and drop the link. Basically, we'll bring you backstage. What we want to do, by the way, when we bring you backstage and then bring you on screen, we just want to know, let us know in the private chat what your live stream or like what your question is. So for example, if you're like, hey, you know what, I need help with coming up with some background ideas, let us know in the chat. Also, let us know what your stream is as well, so we can try and bring that up. Before we do that, Charles, I think we have a new feature we wanted to show, right?
Yes, and I'm super excited about this one. So if you want to pop that question up.
Definitely, yeah. Let me go ahead and bring this up. And so what's that question we're going to ask?
Embedding. Like, does anybody know what embedding really is? Okay, today we want to know about your embedding. And do you use it outside of social media? Do you promote your stream outside of the regular? Like, do you have a website? Do you give it to other links? Or do you put it in your blogs? You know what I mean? Do you have a blog that you do and then you want to feature some of your questions? Put it in the comments. What do you use it for? Do you go outside of the social media world?
Definitely, yeah. And so with that, what I want to do first is I want to show you all this new feature. This is the embed feature on StreamYard, by the way. And so let me see if I can bring this up for you. So basically the embed feature, this is a way for you to basically bring your StreamYard show, so your episode, for example, and put it on your website. So let me go and bring it up. Sorry, I got too many windows open today, so I keep opening the wrong ones. Okay, so let me show you how this works. So this is the new embed feature on StreamYard. By the way, this works after your live stream has ended. Yeah. So it's not, it's not before the live stream. It's for after your live stream. So this is essentially what it is. And so this is the embed feature. So for example, if I went under upcoming broadcast, for example, let's say I want to embed this and I click the three dots, you're going to see there's no embed option over here, right? And so here, let me actually make this a little bit bigger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to past broadcasts and I'm going to look at the last episode we did. I'm going to click the three dots and I'm going to go to now this embed recording option that you see here. And now when I click that, it's going to give me a couple of things. It's going to give me basically a responsive design or a fixed design. So if you basically, if you're running this on your website, you would copy this, you would paste it into your, for example, WordPress website under the HTML section. And then what it's going to do is it's going to bring in your live stream. So this way people will be able to play it directly on the, directly on whatever website they're running it on. So pretty neat, right, Charles?
I think it's a fantastic idea because sometimes, you want to push it out other directions, use it for other things. And even your clients, If you're working with a client and they're like, oh, I'd love to use this, that's a great way of sharing their episode, and you get more traffic. Say, hey, I'll embed it. Here's the embed for your show. They put it on their website for a week or two. That gives you more traffic and more views onto your platform.
Definitely. Yeah. And it's one of those things where like the embed feature, like the benefit there is, so like, for example, if you're just doing your live streams on your social media platforms, like you're gonna potentially reach people, but really what you really need to be trying to do is build. We talk about this a lot in social media, actually. We talk about building a home base.
Yep.
Building a home base so that you own whatever's on the website. So you control the experience that somebody has. It's like going to a shopping mall. So somebody goes to a shopping mall, and that's why you have the flagship stores in the corner, on all the ends, and then you've got some of the smaller stores in between those flagship stores. And so I say the shopping mall because, again, it's like, what do you do to attract your customers to bring them in? So if it's just on your social media channels, and you're not getting the engagement on your social media channels, you need to start to bring some of your loyal followers and your fans over your website. And then that way you craft that experience.
Right. Because at the end of the day, why you live streaming? What's the base of you live streaming? You know what I mean? Like, if you wanted to get it out there, this is another way of getting it out there to push your brand, push your marketing. This is a fantastic way of doing it.
Fantastic. Yeah. So we got a couple people backstage, by the way, waiting to come on. Just a couple of quick notes for you all. So if you're backstage, just do a favor, also turn your camera on. That's going to be our indicator that we'll then bring you on at that point. If you leave it off, we're not going to bring you on. So we like to see who we're talking to, and we like to, again, bring you on so that people can see, who are they actually connecting with. So do us a favor, and turn those on if you want to come on.
And let everybody know we're live. If other streamers, if this is your first time, please put it in the comments too. This is your first time watching the show. We want to see where you're coming from. How'd you hear about us? So drop it in the comments as well.
Definitely. So got some good questions here, actually. So Cindy was asking, Cindy was saying she doesn't share live streams outside of social media. So I'd love to know why. Like, why don't you share them outside of social media?
Yeah.
Because again, social has a certain aspect that it helps with, but your website gives you the opportunity to get them on to build an email list, so that you can then let them know ahead of time about your show, things like that. Don't rely on other, like, for example, don't rely on Facebook to tell people that you've got a show. It's up to you to actually tell people that.
Yeah, exactly. Because remember, when you first start, okay, perfect example with the embed and stuff. If you do an email marketing blast, if you're sharing out for products, or if you're sharing to a client, other ways, this is another way of doing it as well.
Definitely. Yeah. So let's see. So I'm going to go ahead and bring on our first guest, Burn Eye Mind's Third Eye Science Guy. Do me a favor. Give me a thumbs up if you're good to come on screen. I can't really type. I'm not really sure. I don't know. I don't know if you can see that, Charles. Okay. Well, if they want to come on screen, great. So can you give me an actual thumbs up on screen?
Okay. So I'm seeing here comments. First time watchers coming in from Libya. Nice to have you here. Watchers from Canada. What's up, Canada?
Fantastic. By the way, I see a good comment here from, let me find this one real quick. So Joe's asking how to set up a background without making it difficult. Joe, actually, would you want to come on screen with us? That would actually be awesome, so we can see what we're working with, and then maybe make some recommendations there.
There you go. I see other people I use the embed code just for one broadcast and for scheduling events. There you go.
Possible, yeah. So again, but the key thing is, the power of the embed is that, for example, after your stream has ended, if it's great to have it on the social media platform. But again, it also can be repurposed as well. So you can put it on a landing page, you can put it on a blog post, if you're talking about a specific topic, a lot of things to help drive more traffic to your content. So awesome. Let me see what we have here. So I'm waiting for Burn Eye Mind.
So then let me ask this question then.
Yeah.
How does everybody on here promote their live show? Do you just use social media? Like, how else do you tell people that you have a live stream show?
It's a very good question, actually. Okay, cool. So we got Animal. Animal, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up if you want to come on screen. My mic's working, right, guys?
Yep, your mic's working. I
Okay.
can hear you.
Just want to make sure.
Oh, I got another one. First time, South Carolina. South Carolina. Welcome to the show.
Fantastic. Wow, we got a lot of new guests actually today. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I loving it. All the new people.
People from Fiji. This is pretty neat, actually.
Yep, I seen that too.
Okay, so how about this? Before I'm gonna bring Animal on in a second. Okay, so Animal, I'm gonna bring you on. Do me a favor. What's your question actually first?
So it says, Cindy here, I advertise on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram accounts. Okay, so that's great. So you only do social media? You don't do a website? You don't do an email? Like, I'm looking for anything outside of social media. Is there anything else you do besides besides social media?
Yeah, it sounds like everybody's promoting. I mean, we got Claire here. She's saying she promotes with social media posts, LinkedIn events. Again, you still got to go outside of that. You got to have a website.
Yeah, there's like promoting it through brands. Like, what else do you guys push it through?
Yeah, and it's very interesting. One little pattern I'm seeing, I guess, here. So we got JP Schwan here saying, for now only social, since my brand has yet to develop any off social presence. So here's the thing: you got to develop the off social presence.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to, and here's the thing: your website doesn't have to be complicated. Set up a website. You could. So here's a cool benefit. Like, you could set up the website. You craft the store experience for your customers, and so then when they come on your website, you can get them on their email list. You could use it to showcase other products, things like that you've got going on. The other things you also could do with something like that, by having your own website is, again, it's the storefront. It's using it to build the email list. It's using it to showcase the products. For example, social media is a shortcut. So social media is really just for marketing your website.
Yeah.
And your other stuff that you have going on. So it's not like you actually own it. If that makes hopefully that makes sense.
I like this one. Hold on, sis. I tell we're going live on our Telegram channel.
Yeah, that is an option. Yeah. So if you want to, sorry, that one moved. Sorry, this was the one from Freedom Patriot Network. Yeah. So Telegram is similar to WhatsApp.
Yep.
And so Telegram's very similar to WhatsApp. The way that it works is, again, it's a messaging platform. So if you want to send if you have a show coming up, you could encourage people to join Telegram or WhatsApp or your email list, for example, and then you send out that message to them with a link to go and join your stream. So, okay, so let's do this. Let me go and bring on Animal. Are you ready to come on?
Sorry, I was reading one comment here. It says, "I'm so in love with StreamYard. OBS was giving me so much trouble. God sent me StreamYard, and everything seems so easy to use."
Fantastic. Yeah, I think that's this. I think it's this one, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And that's what we love. We love that it's easy. It's just a click, it's a push, a click, and you're up and running, and you can embed things real simple. You can put your videos in. And I think that's what StreamYard's main focus is to make it easy to stream.
Awesome. SK's Crappy Catch It Adventures. Thanks a lot for joining us, by the way. We really appreciate it. Okay, so Animal, I'm going to bring you on screen. Let's take a look at your live stream. Charles, I don't know. I tried to get some information, but I don't have anything yet. So,
okay.
So Animal.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey, buddy.
Can you do me a favor? Can you put headphones on or something? Or basically your speaker. So this is a tip for everyone who's watching. So headphones. So Animal doesn't have headphones on. And so what's happening is if he's doing it himself, he's listening to the speaker and he's talking. However, when we bring him in with us, now when we're talking, we're hearing him, we're hearing ourselves as well. So it basically takes if there's 3 people in here, it basically has doubled and tripled that number. So it can be very hard to follow a conversation. So just keep that in mind when you're streaming. So again, keep that in mind so that, again, it makes your streams a little bit better.
And then also tell your guest, like if you're having guests coming on your stream show, and this might be helpful for everybody, and you're wondering why, the sound wasn't correctly, it might have been just telling your guest to put in some headphones. And then here's a key thing. You might be looking, and I say this all the time, but you might be looking at Christian and myself and go, well, you guys are not wearing headphones, but we actually are. We have the over-the-ear headphones. So if you look right there, they just go over the ear.
They basically go over the ear. They go down they go over the ear. They go down the back. And then, for example, I use a extension cable. This is like a 6-foot cable, so I can move around. So, Animal, I'm gonna let me know if you're hearing us okay, and then I'm gonna unmute you. Okay. So, Animal, I'm gonna go and unmute you. How we doing, Animal?
Good. Can you hear me okay?
Oh, 10 times better, buddy.
I apologize for that. Okay. So I'm not the most computer oriented kind of guy. I'm a basic kind of guy.
Okay.
What you see behind me, it's pretty cool. I like it and all. But I want to change up this background. Okay. And I know that on the internet that there's some cool picture like you see that I'm a Florida Gator.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what my show is based on: sports, Gators, Bucks. You see all that. Okay.
Right.
So what I want to do is I want to put like a background maybe of like Florida field or something like that. But I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to make it you know.
Okay, well here's my first tip. Are you using a webcam or a laptop?
I'm using a laptop.
Okay, so here's the first thing. If you can get your laptop on a platform, it would be better, because right now we're looking at you in a different angle. We're looking up at you. Right. So now when you're talking, because when you're talking, now I see everything behind you. Now I see all the jerseys. Now I see the flag. Now I see everything. And if you're talking, now I can see your Florida Gators hat. Because before we were looking up at you. And now I can even see on your left, you got 2 hats on your counter. I can see that you got the flag. So positioning of your camera is key for your background. So see how you're going down now? I can't even see your shirt. There's no, I know there's a logo.
That makes sense.
Yeah, there's a logo on your shirt. But because we're coming upwards, I can't even see that. Right.
But that makes me look like, some... Right.
So part
right,
of
okay.
So part of it's framing, actually. So, there's a couple of things here. The first thing is okay, so we got a background. The second thing is also the camera, positioning it where it's at a certain level. So, for example, what a lot of people do is this. So I'm going to, if this is your laptop, okay, so it's your screen, there's your keyboard. What a lot of people do is they'll just tilt the laptop back, right?
That's what I was doing, yeah.
Exactly. And so the best thing to do is, as Charles mentioned, is to put it on like books on a riser, something sturdy, and bring the laptop up so that the camera is right there at eye level on you.
Nice. I didn't think about that. Thank you.
So that's the first thing.
Okay.
Now, Charles, how do you recommend, what do you think you could do to improve the background? So for example, you've got a nice set going on.
So behind you, I can tell. Do you have a window open to your left shoulder?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is how you can change your view and how you want it dynamic. If you close that blind behind you, it changes the view how we see. Because right now we see a shade of light on your left side.
Well, to be fair about this, I do this show at night. So what I do, so by nighttime, I'll have like a light shining right here. So the lighting is not an issue.
So then
like what I do.
So here's a question for you. Excuse me. If you do it at night, do you have background lighting?
I just have a light right here. I have my light on hanging over my light, in the room light. The lighting's good. I don't have an issue with that. It's just that I want to change up from time to time and put something different in this background. You see what I'm saying?
Here's the thing for me. I think your background is fantastic. All you need to do is change. You see how you have all those uniforms?
Yeah.
Every show, just change the position.
Yeah.
So if you look behind me, I have all these. I have the racks behind me.
There we go.
Sorry. I have these racks behind me. So every couple of shows, I move all my stuff. I'll take some things out, put a football there, take something out.
I do that.
Right.
Okay. So do you think this background is good? You don't think I need something different to put in here, Okay.
It's up to you to change it, everything. So what I would suggest is, you see how you have all the jerseys on one level? figure out to push them so they're not hiding on top of each other.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do with that.
Right. So get another hook, put one higher, put one lower. That way we see a pattern. So when you do change them up, then you see a different look on each one.
Right. I didn't bother to think about that. And the platform deal that you're talking about.
Right.
That's something I might want to look into. Thanks. I appreciate that. Okay, so here's my next. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Let me add. So a couple other things, like, so you've got the flag there, for example. I see you've got a door. So part of it is like seeing if there's, like, you do sort of have a bit of an awkward wall, I guess we could say.
Yes.
So like you've got an awkward wall because you've got the door on one side, for example, and then I think, are those mirrors behind you or what?
No.
Okay, so it's not a mirror. It's like a picture or something, right? Okay. What I was gonna say was, like, okay, so what I would maybe consider doing, okay, so if you want to make sure you maximize that space on that wall, you could put something on the back of that door. Okay. So for example, it kind of like, it could be you could put a picture up there, for example. You could put something that doesn't obviously have like a wire running or something like that, but you could put like a picture, something like that on the door. Okay.
Who's your favorite player?
Mike Evans. Which I have a Mike Evans jersey behind me.
Cool.
Right. So you could actually get, like he's saying, a poster and put over the door.
But that you mean on this
like,
side right here?
Yes, on that door. Yes, it doesn't have to like take up the whole door. It would just be something to sort of mask.
It's actually a closet.
Okay.
Right
over here. What you're talking about over here. So
yes.
I see what you. Yeah.
So something like that. A couple other things. I mean, I'm going to bring your view up here. So again, you've got the flag, the Tampa Bay Bucks flag. I see you've got a whole bunch of jerseys there. Also, then over your right shoulder. So I don't know, Charles, do you think you need to kind of minimize some of the jerseys, like maybe like,
or maybe take what I have right here on this hook is actually two sets of hooks.
Okay.
Maybe take one set of hooks and put it on this door.
Yes.
That would be awesome.
That will go. Work. Yes, and that will go back to my spreading them out so people can see all your jerseys. Will be perfect.
I didn't even bother to think about that. I'm gonna have to think about that.
And here's the last question. Those lights, do they get turned on?
Yes, they turn on. Plus, if you'll give me just a second here.
Yep.
What I also have here, and I stick this up on the back of my computer, so that I can have good lighting right here.
Okay.
So from a lighting aspect, I'm not worried about that. What I was worried about was the background, but you've given me some great ideas to go with.
Hold on, let me ask you a question before you move on. How many of those do you have?
Jerseys?
No, that light in your hand.
Just one. One. I could put it here, center it. I could put it to my right. So.
Okay, so here's another hint. You see that wall to your right shoulder?
Yes.
You have a table there, right?
Something like that. Yes, sir.
If you wanted to, you could get one of those lights that have colors and shine it against that white wall and change the color every time.
Oh yeah.
So now you got your Florida orange, you got your blue. You could change it anytime you want.
Ooh, and I do have, and for my lighting, I do have
the filters.
Filters.
There you go.
Yes, you got gel filters. Yes.
I did not.
So here, let me bring you on. I'm going to bring myself back on screen. So,
sure.
So a couple of things that you mentioned. You mentioned you do your show at night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you right now, like, you've got that one light. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn off. Let's see. I'm going to turn off my one light right now that I have on. Okay. And I want to show you this. I'm going to turn it off because you're going to see, like, it changes the mood of things. Okay.
Can you guys give me just a second here? Because I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you something. Hang on.
Yeah, sure. Take your time.
I love when people get excited when they're.
No, this is really good. So I'm going to turn off my light. Okay.
What I've done here.
Mm-hmm.
What I've done here is that I've closed my blinds.
Okay.
Okay. So To my right, I have a light that's coming on right now. Takes a few minutes to brighten up.
Okay.
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 Okay,
So,
cool.
I mean, for something like that, I mean, you give me great ideas as far as lighting goes. You know, so I'm not worried. I'm not worried so much about that.
So here's what I want to show you. Okay. So for example, okay, so you see I have the only light, or I have two lights. The one light I have on is I have a lamp, and then I have some LED lighting, for example.
Mhm.
Okay. But as you can see, so here's the other thing. This is why Charles asked about the camera you're using and so forth. Right. So I'm using a camera. I don't have a lot of good light in here, right? So this looks very mysterious.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Charles is the same way. He can adjust those light colors in the back, but as you can see, like it also looks a little like it comes off of like what kind of vibe you're going for your viewers.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I'm going to use your example. You've got one light there. Okay. So do me a favor. Where would you position that light in the evening?
In the
When you do your
that
show.
I have,
When you do your show.
When you go live, where do you put that light?
this right here that I have in my hand.
Yes.
Okay, I position it right behind my laptop. I have a little sticky thing that I can stick it on the back of my computer, and that's where I stick it.
Okay, so the reason, and here's the thing, NLTMW is commenting, our lighting obviously is pretty, ours, I'm pretty sure he's talking about ours, is pretty scary. So what I wanted to say was, okay, so you've got your light. Now let's do this. Place your light underneath your chin, for example. So like, again, see like this cast, it's like a ghost, like sort of effect, right?
Right.
Like sort of like a horror movie, like scary type thing. So you have to think about what look you want to go with for your show. And this is not something you have to you don't have to fix everything this weekend, right?
Right.
But you do, so it's adding a couple of elements here and there. And I want to bring up a really good comment from Diego actually as well. So Diego says there's lots of glare when it's right in front of you, Animal.
Right.
So that's another thing to keep in mind.
That's what I was thinking about too. That's what I was thinking about.
So I'm going to turn my light back on. And here's the thing, Peter, thanks. By the way. I hope he's referring to like my regular light. But, so I'm going to just turn my regular light back on. Okay. So this is one ring light that I'm using. That's all I'm using. And so I don't know like how much room you have for your setup, but if you did want to improve your lighting, okay, for your live streams, one thing I would recommend would be going with like a ring light, for example. I go up with my ring light and then I tilt it down. So if this is the ring light going up, I tilt it like that.
Which I can. Yeah, okay.
So I'm gonna give you so like ring lights, I usually have like it's on a little tripod. I go up. It's an 18-inch ring light and it's tilting down. And it's tilting down because it creates this halo effect. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's the first thing I do. And then the second thing is, as you can see, I've got LED lights in the background. Charles has LED lights as well. Now mine aren't as pronounced as his, but for example, if I he gave a great example there about, if you're going to talk about like the Florida Gators, for example, their colors are orange and blue. So here's the great thing about using some of these LED lights. You can't really see that. That doesn't really look orange, but I did change the background to orange.
Oh yeah, I see what you're talking about.
Or I can make it blue or something like that. In Charles's case, he could dial it in where it could be blue and orange, for example, and that's the mood that you're creating, right? You're essentially adding some branding to your live stream.
Right.
So here's a rule of thumb. What Christian was saying, I changed my camera angle. My light is right here. It's up here.
So it's not hitting you right in the face.
It's not coming directly in my face. It's way up here in the corner. So it's giving me a shadow because the key of thumb is you got to look at where your points are coming in from either side. Right? Right. So you can change the mood. You can change everything. So if you can get that on a stand and then push it up to the corner facing downwards, then it'll be better for your angle for your stream.
Right. Something like that, or Yeah, I see what you're saying. Something like that. Yeah.
That makes sense.
That
and here's the thing. I'm going to give you. Let me actually go off screen here for a second. So, so you need if you want to get. So Charles, like how much? I mean, let's just talk money in terms of a light. Okay.
Okay.
So if he wanted to improve his lighting over the weekend, what's a good cost? Like how much is a ring light, for example? Or what kind of light do you think you should check out? I think like maybe a newer light. What do you think?
Yeah, and I got this one for it was you can look for Amazon, of course. Everybody shops on Amazon.
Okay.
I got this one for $45.
Okay.
And it comes on its own pole, so you can go how high you want and everything, and it tilts. And then it comes with a controller, so you can go natural light, sunlight, and then you can dim it to all the different shades. So this one is at a different shade, and it plugs into the USB. So there's some that plug into the wall, or some that get powered by USB, and mine's plugged in directly into my computer.
Interesting. Okay.
And then what I want to do is I want to talk about the lights I have. So there's a couple different, like you can get these at Amazon. You can get them at, if you go to like Best Buy, Ross, Marshalls, any of those kinds of places for buying LED lights. So there's different kinds. And so I want to show you some of the ones that I actually have just sitting here. So for example, there's something like this. Okay. So this is a strip light. Okay. So for example, this is a strip light. This uses, I'm going to show you this. This has a physical remote control with it. Okay.
Okay.
So basically the way you put these up, you put them up and you can just control them with the lights. This is one option. Okay. This one uses a physical remote control. Now, what I want to show you the reason I want to show you that is because the ones I'm currently using, I'm using these. These are Genie brand, and these are actually controlled by my phone over here.
Oh, nice.
So therefore, like if I'm like
where would where would I put him at? That's the thing.
Okay, so hold on. Here, I'm going to give you if you can look at my background.
Yeah.
When people think of strip lights, they think you have to use strip lights and tape them.
Right.
I use strip lights through my cage. So I just weave the strip lights all through the cage, all the way through. That's where you're getting. That's where you're getting.
So I could use the strip lights and hang them like on the hangers.
Exactly. You can run them.
Yep.
You can run them wherever you want. So it doesn't have to be strip lights where you stick them on somewhere. Because they're so flexible. I ran them up the cage, down the cage, across the cage, and I'm gonna mute you guys for a second so I can say the word because I don't want to change everybody else's stuff.
And are you going to mute me, or what are you doing, Charles? So Charles is muting lights while he's muting.
That's nice. Okay, yeah, I'm going to look into that.
And I want to bring up a really good comment, by the way. And that comment, there's actually quite a few comments. So you've asked a great question, by the way. And we haven't even gotten to the background. We're only talking about lighting here,
right.
So the other thing I want to, and my friend Coffee Talk and Tech here, like. And Charles, like we're all on the same wavelength, and we always talk about this when we're doing live streams. Be careful buying lights. You can easily end up wasting money. You need to think things out.
Right.
And so we're not saying, well, hey, take a long time to figure out what lights you want. Don't buy lights just for the sake of buying them.
Right. Think about the kind of lights I want and the right color and use them to put them up overhead. Okay.
Or think of it like this. Think of what do you want your studio to look like?
Yes.
Right.
So, for example, and I showed you all this. I mean, I showed you just a handful of this. I have these. I initially bought these, and I also and I also bought these as well. So I bought other ones. Have I used these? No, I have not. They're still brand new in the box. Here's the thing. Am I going to use them? Probably not, because these actually tie into my app so I can turn everything on. So for example, I have a specific system I use for all of my lighting versus if I had, for example, these, I'd have two remotes that I have to use.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Now, do you have to charge those up?
Nope.
The lights?
Nope. So the way they work, they actually run off of a power adapter. So, so these plug into a wall outlet. Let me see if I can. So they plug into power, right. And then they're controlled by an app, a free app that they have. And the cool thing, here's the other cool thing about them, by the way. This is I want to kind of talk about Coffee Talk and Tech's comment about being careful about buying lighting. So the reason I buy the ones that I can control with my phone is because my system, the way that I have structured my live stream, I use the same app with their family of products. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And so there's actually some cool stuff. So for example, I can control the lighting of this. The other thing though, like, so when you think about it, I've got a remote control versus an app. One thing that, for example, the app has is it has the ability to schedule lights. So for example, how many of you, and I probably need to set this timer earlier, but hey, we do the show at 12 o'clock. So at 11:30, for example, I can set a schedule to have my lights come on and remind me, hey, it's 30 minutes till your show. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like,
yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So when we think about designing the set and what we want it to look like, it doesn't have to be anything like super expensive. But we just need to also think though, like, what do we actually want it to look like, the finished product? For example, I love all the, like, one thing I would add to mine is I would add more color on the wall, for example. So I like what Charles is doing on his side.
Yeah, I do too.
So he's got fill light. And if he wanted to, he could just make it all red, for example.
Yeah.
So
right.
Putting that into context of what you got going on. So the great thing about these LED lights, they're flexible. You can cut them actually. So here, I'll show you guys. This is
and that's a great thing about them. You can cut them and you can even extend them.
So you need something. So basically what you need is this. You need the LED lights, for example, like this brand. For example, this is the brand I'm using, right?
Can you hold that? Sorry.
So I'm using, these are actually Genie lights. So I'm using Genie LED lights. Just private message me. I'll send you links to everything. Okay.
Yeah, please.
So that's just for the lights. That's the lights. So you basically
right.
Think of it like this. If you have a square room, okay, square room, rectangular room, whatever, it doesn't matter. You could run the lights, for example, in the top of the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
So you basically, and the way they work though is this. So you basically measure out how much you need. You cut out the amount. There's each of the lights has a spot where you cut, and then they sell an extension kit.
Oh, wow.
So what that does is it allows you to do this. It allows you to extend your lights. So for example, you cut out what you need, then you can extend it, for example, if you need to.
Nice.
And so then you would potentially have one outlet, for example, that's being powered. Now, the great thing about that, it means that you could do things like, for example, if it's on a ceiling, you could go right across the ceiling. Let's just say you happen to have, like Charles has those cages in the back. If he wanted to, he could just measure out a short strip and put it along inside of that box to create the light that comes out. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So these are more accent lights too, by the way.
Yeah, and there's a tool that I fell in love with that Christian actually showed us. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. Do you have that hat overlay, Christian?
Yeah, I think I do actually.
Okay, so Christian has this great little overlay that I used, and what I did was I took a screenshot. Here's a key thing I want to tell everybody.
So I think you're talking about this. Yes.
Yes. Okay, so now if he puts you full screen.
Okay. So this is something you can put in your StreamYard dashboard, by the way. If you email me marketing@streamyard.com, I can send you a link to this. So I'm going to put you full screen.
Okay, so if you look there, it shows you where you need to be centered. It shows you the top of the line of your camera. It shows you where people can see different avenues. So what I did was I took a selfie of myself like that. And then I look back at the picture and go, oh, that's what other people can see. And then that's where I added my light.
Strip lights.
Yes, and that's where I added.
So really and truthfully, where you have the arrows, I don't have to make a light all the way across the room, just in the area where I need to have the lights at.
Right, because if you go back and put the camera up properly and center yourself, right, and bring it down,
Something like that. Yeah.
Something you see where all the points are.
Yep.
That's what everybody is seeing.
Gotcha.
So think of it like this. So if don't drop your laptop, please. The one thing I would say is, okay, so in your case, I would say you would move to the right to like center yourself. You have to think of the kind of shot you're in too.
Gotcha.
Okay. So, for example, like you would move to the right, and then obviously we either bring your chair up or, we'd get you higher up on the screen so that we're not cutting off your head basically.
Right.
Right.
So that's another great tool to use. make sure you know, send a message to Christian and grab it, because not only do I use it for myself, I use it for my guests to make sure they're centered, to make sure that they look good on camera.
And I have another thing for you too, Animal. Like, so do me a favor. So over your left-hand shoulder, there's something there's I just saw this a second ago. What does that picture on the left-hand side say? Okay. The one right above the Buccaneers logo.
That's something non-sports related.
The one above the Buccaneers flag?
Oh, the one above the Buccaneers flag?
It says fan something, yes.
Oh, fan cave. Fan
cave. Okay, so I have a cool idea for you. Ooh. So, for example, okay, I see what you know what? Okay, so fan cave, okay, I see what you got there. So I almost would suggest this. I like that fan cave. I think it's pretty cool. So what's your live stream about? Is it about football? Is it about Florida Gators football? Is it about football in Florida?
Yep, football in Florida, Florida Gators, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Okay, cool.
More or less, yeah.
Okay, so the reason I asked that is because this is, you know, Charles, feel free to like weigh in here, but
I know where you're going with it.
Go ahead, Charles. I'm gonna let you take it.
No, go ahead. I love the idea. Go ahead.
So, you know what? I'm not going to take credit for this. I'm going to bring up Melody here. Melody makes a good comment, and this is the same comment I was going to say. Make fan cave sign bigger.
Yeah.
So you got a couple of things you could do. So, for example, if you are, if you're talking about Florida football, meaning or Florida sports, or you know whatever, if it's Tampa Bay Bucks, Florida Gators. I think I saw Tampa Bay Lightning jersey back there as well. So if you're talking about football, I would make my background football themed.
Yes. And that's what I've done here.
Yeah.
I didn't bother think about the fan cave deal. So.
But I would take things like for example, we talked about, well, hey, what can you put on that door? You've got the fan cave one for Florida, right? So what are the teams that you talk about? You could do the fan cave for the Florida Gators. I'm sure the Buccaneers have a fan cave, for example. You could do a couple of different ones on the back of your door. Those are thin and flat, so those could stick on your door at some points, right?
Or put some sticky things on the back of it and stick it to the door.
There's even like little hooks you could buy, like 3M, I think, makes these little plastic hooks that you can put on. I would put something like that. Another thing, I'm going to, Ghosh here is saying football, and I'm going to assume he means to put a football or something like that, footballs maybe, in your background. So basically you're building a set behind you.
Because on that table to your right shoulder, you can put footballs on that table.
Ooh, and Diego, and you know what Diego writes too, that
we haven't gotten there yet, but yeah.
If you took a picture of the fan cave and make that a virtual background, oh yes.
Yeah. Because I love the idea.
Yes.
I love the idea when you say fan cave. If I turn on the screen right away and I see fan cave, I know it's all about sports. It's about Florida sports, anything to do with fan cave. If you're a fan of these type of sports, this is the channel for you to watch.
Okay, now this is where I have my issue. And it goes right into another question that I want to talk about.
Yep.
Okay, let's say I take this picture of the fan cave. Okay. How do I upload it in to the background thing? I that's the thing. I'm not computer literate. I don't understand how to do that. You know, I mean.
So there's a couple of different angles that we can take here. So one of the suggestions that Diego is saying. So for example, inside of your, and I'll show you how to do this, but you have to keep in mind that to do this, you do need to improve lighting, and you got to get really good lighting in your studio.
No, I understand that. But,
yeah.
You know.
And well, sorry to cut you off, but when you go green screen, you got to start getting all your 4-point lighting. Lights on both sides, lights on the back, lights on the bottom. Because what happens is when you use green screen, if you don't light it properly, when you move, they see all that choppiness coming in and out.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So let's talk about backgrounds. Okay. So you've got a couple of different angles you can go with this. So for example, one angle is if that's your environment that you're working in, like there's a couple things. So I gotta say the one thing I would prefer to see on your right hand, on that right hand wall to your right, is that a flat wall? Is there any door or window or anything there?
On this side right here?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a flat wall.
So this is what I would personally do. I would see if I could rotate my desk.
I can't rotate
Can you?
my desk.
Okay, cool. Okay, not a big deal. So that would be like first thing. Okay, so if we can't do that, and the reason I would say something like that, by the way, is because then it allows you to do things like these are bookshelves, for example. Like just set up different things where you can put little objects here and there to make the background, for example, not look boring. Right. So, okay, if you can't do that, second option would be we work with what you've got there. And the reason we're suggesting this is because, again, like there's a lot you can work with on that. And it also creates that bit of realism.
Right.
And then the third option is...
You're right. I mean, the more you think about it, the more just moving my shirts around and maybe raising my computer a little bit so everybody can actually see it, because I do have a high chair, you know.
Yeah.
Because I just bought this recently. So yeah. So yeah, I think the more you talk, the more I think that's what I want to do.
Yeah, because if you look at it, the camera angle is your utmost. This is what I'm going to do.
And while Charles is
Charles, let me ask you now, Christian, you don't have your camera set high. I mean,
see, that's how if I don't put the angle, this is how I'm looking right now. Because no one can see my shirt, so angles are what
right. That makes
see, because now I'm down here.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, okay, we can see just a head.
It makes a lot of sense. You know, look, put it up like that. You know, make it more. Yeah. I think plus put the strip lighting in the back with orange and blue on it. I mean, that would work great. So
yeah. And again, you want to do things as like, remember the LED lights, they're inexpensive. You want to consider the system, but you also want to consider like they're more accent lights. So for example, if I turned my main light off, I turned my lamp off, you would see the accent lights, but they really aren't doing a whole lot, right?
Yeah, right.
Like I'm not even close to like how I want this to look, but that is something you have to keep in mind with what you're setting up.
Right.
Yeah. And here's one thing, one step at a time. Don't go crazy.
So I got to say,
okay,
so you're making that one adjustment right there with your light. So take that light off again real quick. I've got you full screen. I want to show people this. So, okay. So turn it off. Okay. So you see how your camera's kind of like, it's sort of pixelated. Turn on the light and put it back into place. And you're going to watch your camera's going to adjust. I got to tell you right now, just by putting that one light in the scene, I do feel like the sharpness got a little bit better.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Yes,
now, obviously,
can I ask you this?
Yeah, sure.
Do you like it better here, or do you like it better right here? Because
no. Go back over there, and I'll tell you two things why. One, you're wearing glasses.
Yes.
So people with glasses shouldn't have their light directly in, because we see everything bouncing off your glasses back into us again, and back into your glasses and back into us again. So it gets glary. But you see that? What you just put it right there, it just filled your whole right side of your face.
That's not good though, is it?
No, it is, because you have that fill. Before it was dark.
Okay.
But now you need lights on both sides. That's the other thing.
Now you have color to you. Before it was dark and the camera was trying to pick up some light for you.
Got you. Okay. Got you. Sorry about that.
So that's one thing I would recommend. Now the other thing I want to talk about real quick, Charles, with him is, you know, Diego made this comment about virtual backgrounds, about green screens. You know, I'm gonna show you all how you do this in StreamYard. So you can do this in StreamYard, but I'm just gonna caveat this. Like, if you want to use a green screen, you have to have good lighting.
Yeah,
it can't just be natural lighting, for example. So if you're in StreamYard, this is what it looks like. So I'm in my StreamYard dashboard here, and I would click on Cam Mic, and I would go to green screen. And then I could do some things like, you know, I'm going to see what this looks like. So as you can see, you can kind of see this over the corner. It's kind of, the background's sort of realizing it's sort of green. I could put this one in there. It's not doing a good job. I can adjust.
Yeah, I tried some of those, and they didn't do me any good. You know.
Exactly, and that's because chances are it's because you don't have enough lighting for something like that. Does this make sense? As you all can see, like. So I bet, for example, if I turn my light to green, Let's see how this looks.
Oh wait a minute. So the fade, so that fade button brings you into the picture more or less.
Potentially, yes.
Oh, I see.
The fade also helps with the coloring, like for the lighting. It's looking for how much lighting and shade you have in there.
Gotcha. Okay.
You see? So for example, this is actually interesting. If I change this backdrop color, so the current LED lights are green.
Well,
and when I change it to blue, sorry, if I change it to green, they're keying out the green, for example.
I see that. Interesting.
But but the point I'm trying to make here is that this is how you go and set this. However, you have to remember with the green screen, and this is a great suggestion from Diego. If you wanted to actually, and for you, I don't really think it's going to work very well for what you're doing.
No, I don't think
for example,
so. I don't think so either. I think what you've given me, I think it's a great idea.
If you wanted to green screen this out,
okay.
I would have to have it. It works best when you take a green screen and you put it flat on the wall. Nothing else, like there's no like indentions or things like that. Flat on the wall, tight, and then you have to light it properly so that then when I use a green screen feature like this, I can make sure it's keyed out properly. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Because if it doesn't get it done right, here's what's going to happen. As you can see, I'm adjusting the fader, but like you'll see like gaps. You'll see like, oh, somebody's moving. Certain colors are removed. Things like that.
You see floating heads.
Yeah,
exactly. So while I love his idea of using a green screen, in your case, the part that doesn't work for me is the fact that you've got a door there.
Yeah.
You got to go in and out of the room. Right. So you have no way to really, you can buy a collapsible green screen, but I personally just think about how much time, everything else involved.
I know. That's why the more you talk about, the more I think just getting a riser for my laptop.
Yep.
And putting in I think that's the best thing for me.
Exactly. Let me see. Do you have any other questions? Let me see if there's any other comments.
Yeah. Okay. Here's my next question. Okay. I have. Okay. Let me play this for you. Okay.
Sure.
When I do my show, let's see if this comes up. Hang on. Please.
And while he's doing that, if anybody else has a comment, you want to join us live on screen, just go ahead and Christian can put the link on there. If you guys have any questions, about your show, or you want us to look at your YouTube channel and, get some advice on the streaming, just, jump on screen with us. I love all the comments that are coming in. We'd love to have you to jump on as well.
Okay. So this is my intro. Okay.
Sure.
So I'm going to see if you guys can hear this.
Sure.
Okay.
And by the way, while you're doing that, I just also this is a great comment from G. Albert. He's saying, if you use a green screen, you may lose your jersey and your fan cave.
Yeah.
And that's because you've got the green and the Florida Gator color.
Right.
Hat, for example.
Right.
So it's stuff you got to think about.
Okay. So here is my intro that I use. Okay. Now, I'm not embedding it into the StreamYard thing.
Okay.
This is basically what I'm using.
So let me know what you're sharing there, Charles. By the way, do me a favor. Can you Charles? Can you open an incognito window and go back to that link that I had sent you earlier?
Okay.
And try coming back and make sure you're logged out and try coming back in.
Sure.
I don't know if you could. I don't know if you could even hear that. Okay.
I couldn't. What are we looking at? What is it exactly?
It's an audio intro that I use for my show.
Okay. Got it.
It's an MP3.
Okay.
I can't upload it to make it sound good. I have to use it as like an add-on or something like that. And it makes it sound like I'm in another galaxy, if you know what I'm saying.
Yep. So what you're going to need to do for something like that, okay? So you're going to want to go, let me go into this dashboard here. I'll show everyone how to do this. So what you're going to need to do with that audio file is you're going to need to make it an MP4, which is a video file. Basically, and there's an easy way to do this. You would bring up an image, add that to it, and then save it. So let me see if I can figure out an easy tool for that. By the way, so for those of you watching, if you have any suggestions for a tool, like what I'm trying, I know I use like video editors for that kind of thing, like a video editing program. But let me think if there's an easy way. Let's see. Are you PC or Mac?
PC.
Okay, let me see.
Like if I uploaded, let's say a picture of, let's say, Florida field.
Exactly. You would do that, and then you'd associate the audio in the background. Yes.
But how do I do that? That's one thing I don't understand.
So here's a question: Do you have access to Canva? Do you have access to Wave Video?
Nothing like that. I mean,
Okay.
like I said, I'm not computer savvy. I'm gonna be honest with you.
So if it were me, what I would do for something like this is I would open up like a tool like Canva, and it's actually super easy to make here.
Yeah, and while he's doing that, MTN Grandma, yes, this is all the views you're looking at is on the same StreamYard link. So we can bring in multiple people in at the same time. You can bring in and you can switch the positions. You can open them and close them. You can switch views. And this is all through the same one platform.
Canva.com?
Yes, you can check out Canva, yes. So for Canva, for example, there is a video feature here. I'll share this with you so people can kind of see what this looks like.
All right. And then here's another question. They're asking about how long does the link stay active? So the link, if you share a link out, the link is active as long as you don't delete your main setup. So if you send out the link today and you keep the same link and you go back to it later, it's still active.
Right.
And that's from Rabinder Suchdev. So
and as a addition to that, if you set a scheduled broadcast as an automatic link, just take that link and link it to somebody. It's not going to go away as long as that scheduled broadcast is still up, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me show you Canva real quick. By the way, Randy, thanks a lot for hanging out with us backstage. Randy, if you have a question, do us a favor, put it in the private chat so we know kind of what we're going to get into.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all helping me with this. I just, I'm taking
problem.
more time than,
By the way, if everybody's tuning in, if you have any feedback for Animal here as well, do us a favor and drop it in the comments. If it's the name of a program, no links to that, please just give us the names. That would be awesome. So this is Canva. I'm going to show you all this. So this is Canva. And so basically what I did was I went to the homepage. I clicked on, there's a video option. And now I'm in the video editor.
Okay.
And so if I wanted to for stuff like this, like they've already got, as you can see, they've already kind of got some stuff. But here, let me look up something here. Let's just look up football or football field. Actually try to build something for you.
Actually, Florida Gators.
Well, it won't be that specific.
Okay.
Do you have, here's the question I would ask you. Do you have a photo you have taken of the Florida Gators?
Well, I
because you can't just go online and grab a photo that someone else has taken.
Yeah.
That's
not myself. I mean, but I have images that I've loaded up on my computer.
Okay. Got another idea for you. Why don't we do this? Why don't you take 3 to 5 of your jerseys, flip the backs around, for example. So this says animal. Okay.
Okay.
We take a photo of that, a fairly good close-up of that. Okay. And then we could use that as our background and then put the audio underneath that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that would make sense.
So that way you're creating an original work and people start to know, well, hey, who's this animal guy?
Gotcha.
Okay.
I mean, like my Buccaneer jersey, take a shot of that and then just add it to my computer and then upload that and then put the background. Well, it's still going to be the
lots
same
of ideas. I will say this. I hope you're taking notes.
I'm going to watch your playback. So.
Okay. So I'm going to pull up football field. Okay. So we're going to make sure we pull up the American football field. By the way, these watermarks, I guess I'm in the wrong account. I think I'm in the wrong account for my account, but basically, okay. So I've gone on Canva, for example. I'm going to center this. So basically what I'm doing here is essentially what I would have told you to do. So if this was what you wanted it to look like, okay, minus the watermark. Let me see if we can add some audio.
Yeah, and then we're having comments here that Canva is a great tool. The Pro has the magical background removal tool.
It does, yes. Yeah. So what you basically could do with something like this, let me see if there's a way to add audio.
Diego says, yeah, that's right, Animal. That's why they have playback. I don't know what he means by that. So,
okay. So basically what I do is I'd add something like this. I'd then add my audio. I think I clicked on the wrong project, but I would add the audio down here. And then when I'm finished, I would then export it as a movie.
oh, okay.
Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah,
here, let me
and
see
then
if I
once
could,
you do that,
let's
yeah.
see if I could do this. Here, let's see. Yeah, I think that actually might do it.
Oh, I could have somebody simply create me an intro with MP4 file and add that to it. So
yep, you could do that too. Exactly.
Which is what I may end up doing in the end. You know.
Yeah. So I use that for my show. You know, you can make a great one in different programs, and then that's the start of your show. You put the pictures in, you put the graphics in, you put music in, but make sure it's copyright-free music.
Right, exactly. There's a thing called Fiverr that creates intros. And
exactly.
That's what I may end up doing.
Yep. So. Tell them what you want. Tell them the feel you want, how you want the show to be, and then boom, there you go.
I think that's what I may end up doing. It just delete this intro. So.
Yep. Okay. Or in this case, like I just grabbed this video, for example, and I think there's some, I'm not going to play this because I don't know if it's like, I don't know what music they're using, but so here's a pretty cool little thing. Let me let that play. Let's see what's going on, Canva.
And do remember, you are starting the how do you say it? You're starting the feel of your show.
Yes.
So when you get into it, this opening gets you started. Everything gets you hyped, and people will start to watch because the show intro is what gets you started. Right. You know what I mean? It's like when you watch Monday Night Football.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
The theme song gets you going. You know what day it is. You know what time it is. Because that certain thing, that's what you want for your show. You want something to get you started to go.
Exactly.
So you see this one right here, for example. This is a pretty cool shot. Like you could do this with your audio. This is literally just panning up from the sideline up to the field. You see that?
Right.
So for example, that's something in Canva.
Right.
You have to have a Canva Pro license, but again,
right.
Super inexpensive, but super easy to use.
Right. And let me just clarify one thing here, Grandma. So StreamYard doesn't make videos, so we can't create videos in StreamYard.
No. You have to upload it.
Right. What Christian was doing, though, he was actually showing a screen share. So he was sharing his screen that he was working on Canva on another screen.
And that's what I do.
Brought it into the show. To show everybody how he's doing it. That's another great feature from StreamYard, that you can share your screen to show people what you're working with.
Right.
So after you finish making the video, then you upload it into StreamYard for your opening.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So what we do is let's just say we're finished with it. Okay. So we downloaded it to our computer. Okay. And then this is what it would look like. So inside of StreamYard, so I would go over to this brands tab. And you guys can see that, right? Yeah. So I'd go over to brands. I'd go down to video clips and I would click add video clip. And then I would select it. It'd be saved on my hard drive. And then at that point, I would be able to then, like, for example, if I want to drag these around, I could do that and just click to play it.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay.
Make sense?
Yep. Now, let's say when I do these intros, can I save these or do I have to upload them every week?
No.
It's saved automatically.
And if he goes back, each one, and I suggest to everybody, you have enough space to make different files for different shows. So at the very top where it says live stream reviews, if he clicks that, he can make all his shows have a different folder.
Nice.
So you don't have to keep flipping back and forth and uploading it and re-uploading. If you know you use the same things for every show, do the drop down, name it. So when you start a show, you just click that folder and everything comes back up.
Right. So like the video clips that he has right now, let's say he's doing a show for, let's say, Tuesday night. He'll still have those from his previous show, right?
Yes.
Okay.
They're saved in there. He clicks the file. It does a drop down and he just rebrands it. See that? He clicks it and he names it.
Brand, right there. Everything goes away. So that's like the default brand. And then I can add a different one.
Yep.
You just lost me.
Okay, so go back to default brand for a second.
Yep.
Click on it. Now he's making another show.
So let's say I was going to make your show.
Okay. All right.
Right. So he makes different shows. So every time you have a different show, you could just click on that one. So for example, you're talking about Florida Gators football, you have a brand. Say you're talking about Lightning Tampa Bay, you have a brand.
I'll make one called Tampa Bay, for example. I'll make another brand called Gators. Okay. Right. So now if I'm like, okay, if I'm doing the show for the Gators, all my assets, my logo, my overlay, my video clips, my backgrounds would go in this section. And then if I'm like, you know what? Oh, I need to do a different show. I'm going to go to the Tampa one. And then I upload the specific items there.
But what happened to your brands that you had before?
They're still there.
They're here.
See? They're still there.
Oh, okay.
You're actually making folders for all your videos and stuff.
Okay. Again, I'm computer illiterate, but thank you. Okay, so.
It's basically like this. If someone says, "Oh, you know that goalie from the Tampa Bay," and you're like, "Oh yeah, I have that picture," you could just go to the Tampa Bay folder, click it, and bring it up.
Gotcha. Okay.
Sounds very cool. Good. Awesome. Thank you for joining us. If you have any other questions, just,
I am sorry for taking a lot of your time, but man, this stuff is helpful, big time.
Not a problem, but this is what we're here for.
Thank you very much.
Cool. Thanks, Animal. And Animal, what's the title of your show? Is there a specific?
It's called Animal Football Insider. I do my show every Thursday night, 7:30 Central Time, through Facebook Live, also through Twitter and through Periscope. So cool. That's how you can see my show. I talk Florida Gator football. I talk Florida Gators and all things other football related stuff. So,
one other tip for you, real quick, before we drop you off here.
Sure.
You are in an industry where like there are a lot of people that do that, and so I would say you should try and make partnerships, build some partnerships with other people that are also doing the same thing. And that way you could be on their show, they could be on your show, etc.
Yeah, I thought about it. Yeah,
just keep that in mind.
All right. Great talking to you, buddy. See you later.
Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you, guys.
Okay. Thanks, Animal.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Awesome. Fantastic. So by the way, thanks everybody for the feedback you all are giving us on the show. We'll try to limit the time for everyone. Again, we sometimes get carried away because we love talking about this, but we want to make sure we also fit more people in.
Yep.
Okay. So, Randy is next. Randy, what's your specific question, actually? So, I'm not sure if he had a specific question or if he was just there to actually offer some advice. So, Randy, if you have a specific question, do me a favor, put that in the private chat. For those of you who are watching us live, you want to join us on screen, we'd love to have you join us. Go here. Awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Click on the link, jump on in, and let's question. Can you do a show in where did it go?
Australian friendly times.
What is Australia friendly time? What time is it now over there, my friend?
It's probably early morning, I think. Let's see what he comes back with. Okay, cool. So we're going to bring Randy on.
It's 3 a.m. right now.
We'll see what we can do on that. I can't promise anything, but we'll see what we can do. Okay, cool. I'm going to go and bring on Randy. Randy he's got questions about, I want to see if the lighting is good for his setup.
Okay.
Randy, thanks for joining us for live stream reviews. How we doing?
Good. Excellent. How are you guys doing?
Good, Randy. Good.
Audio sounds really good, by the way.
Yeah. What mic you using, buddy?
I'm using that Shure M75 MV7.
SM7B, is that the 7B or the MV7? You got the MV7.
MV7. Okay.
So he's using I've got the Shure SM7B. Charles has got the Rode Pod mic, I think.
Yep.
And Randy's got the Shure MV7, which is a USB and an XLR microphone. So it can plug into both ports. Means you don't need an audio interface to use it necessarily. It's basically the little brother to the SM7B. So fantastic. Okay, so your question was about lighting, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I was actually just wondering, I just recently went from a very small ring light, and now I have two almost perfect lights for videos and photography. And I was just wondering, because now I'm in a whole new realm where they're like automatically dialed, and I just want to see if colors work well and what works well with live feeds.
What kind of camera are we using?
I am using the brand new Stream Logi.
Okay, cool. Nice. Okay. Nice. Very cool. So he's got the Logitech, Stream. I think they call it the Stream Cam. Is that the one that
That's correct.
rotates vertically and horizontally?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So he's got the Logitech Stream Cam. I got to say, I think your lighting is really good because your camera is super sharp.
Yeah, it's
And
like, I mean,
that's
it's
a webcam, by the way.
yeah, that is clean. Like I can even read his things on the wall, like his awards on the wall.
Diploma. I mean,
Yeah, I can read it clean. It looks really nice.
Yeah, that was one of the things in the past, throughout the past few years, I've kind of just saved up and finally pulled the trigger on a really good camera.
It looks really good. So I have no issues with it. I think it looks good. What's your stream about though? Let's talk about that.
So my stream is Kayak Anglers of Florida, and we are a fishing kayak trail series throughout the entire state of Florida. And we have guests on, anglers on from all over the state. We showcase products. We do everything in the fishing industry that's strictly Florida related.
Cool. Very cool. I got to say, there's one thing that's really interesting is I'm noticing like a lot of themes. I'm seeing a lot of people tuning in from Florida, for example, today, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I'm going to bring up your channel, by the way, but I would say this. I think the lighting is very good. I guess the one thing that I would change is, I know you got your certificates on the wall.
Yes.
That's the only thing that I would like potentially change.
Okay.
Because they kind of like, knowing what your, and I also can't read your sign, by the way. I understand. I see KAF. I know it says Kayak Anglers of Florida, but I do think that's a little hard to read, but that's probably about it. Charles, what do you think?
I love the shirt behind him, but if you could move it 3 steps over towards the yes, then we could see it better. Now I could see the full shirt.
There you go.
There you go. That's one thing there. And then the camera to your right shoulder. Yes. Does it have a dial on it? Like, can you dim it 1 level down for a second?
The camera or the light?
Sorry, the light. My apologies.
Yes, I can. Hold on 1 second.
Looks like we need to get you a 6-foot extension cable for your headphones too.
Well, I actually have a 12-foot extension cable. It's huge.
Okay, cool. Okay.
There you go. Yeah.
Right, a little bit.
Yeah, I think I like that much better because if you notice before on your forehead, you can see that little shine. Do you guys see that? Yeah, so I like that a little bit better.
Very cool. I think overall, I think your camera looks really good.
I love it, man. I'm looking at every detail and it's really clean. I like it. And then what do you have behind that wall? Is that just a lighting shining upwards?
So that's actually 2 stage lights, LED lights that have multiple functions. I can change them any color for whatever type of show or company or brand.
Nice.
I think overall, I think it looks good. The one, I guess the one question I would have would be the pink light. That's the only other thing. Like, is there a complementary color?
Yeah. Normally I don't have the pink light up there. We've been doing it recently just to kind of, get ready for October and things like that.
Okay.
But,
Got it.
normally it's like a nice teal color,
okay,
blues, right along that line.
Cool. And I got a good question from Mountain Grandma. They're saying, if I wasn't told what your channel is, I first thought it was motocross.
Probably because of that motor guide.
Yes.
It's actually a sponsor. It's a motor.
Okay.
For the kayaks.
So
so hold on. So back up then. Because if it's a sponsor, we need to make sure that we could see it.
Correct. And that's actually one of the things that we're working on, is trying to expand this desk out, like push it out.
Cool.
To bring that up.
Give a wider angle. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Do you use the drop third for your sponsor as well?
I do. Yes.
Okay.
And then also on occasions the ticker across the bottom.
Nice. Okay.
So I have another idea for you. So you've got a sponsor. So you also have your logo. So for those of you watching, they can see that this says powered by StreamYard in the top corner. I actually have an idea for you. And that would be, what if you took your Kayak Anglers of Florida and used the brand logo? So basically bring it on screen. Like, for example, right now I'm going to turn off the StreamYard logo. Okay. So use this for your kayak anglers of Florida, and then over your right shoulder, that would actually give you even more spots for sponsors.
Right.
So
Again,
we normally do. We
Okay,
normally have the
cool.
brand up in the top corner.
Yeah.
We have been playing with this show over the past several months, trying to
Okay.
figure out exactly. And I agree, putting that up there, then we can actually almost remove this and raise this and
Yeah.
fill more space back here with other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think all that's really good. And then the other thing you could do is, I don't know if I assume you have coffee mugs, things like that, but you could also, if you want to get more of your logos, granted, I don't have one on this one, but whatever kind of mug or glass or whatever you have on, put a logo so that, like, hey, you know what, you go to take a drink during the show, that is adding to some of that branding. So it's not like overpowering it.
Right.
Like it could be like, hey, like those, if you think about it, those could almost be spots that you sell during every live stream.
Yes, sir.
Like,
yeah, because that T-shirt, do you put that shirt on?
The jersey right here, this one hangs, and then I have another one that is it's a replica of it. Yes.
Okay, so here's one thing I'm going to say. When people are branding themselves, don't over-brand yourself. Okay, so if you have the shirt, then use your backgrounds for other stuff.
Gotcha.
Because we get it already. Like you have it in the corner, you have it over here, you have it over there. There's one thing called over-branding, right? And you have it on the ticker, you know what I mean? And you have it in the commercials. They get it. So use spots so it's subtle here, subtle there, subtle here. Like when you're watching a TV show and the truck is the sponsor. Before the actors get into the truck, you see them go around the angle once and go around the angle twice, and then that's it for the rest of the show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just subtle hints when you're marketing yourself. Just drop it in subtle. So I would love to see like the sponsor's T-shirt behind you instead of that T-shirt.
Understood.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And an example that really comes to mind is if you've ever watched, I think, what was one of the last few Jurassic Park movies they made? So they did a Jurassic Park movie, and it was like, so one of the sponsors essentially was Samsung. And there's a lot of shots, like it's a close up, for example, of somebody to go to reach for a phone, and it's a Samsung phone, for example.
Mhm.
Or, they're going to grab a certain thing, and it's like the Apple logo on the laptop. Like, just saying subtle little drops at a sponsor. But I also want to make sure we got some really good feedback from a lot of people that are tuning in. So one of those pieces of feedback, by the way, is Russ Budden here says maybe a paddle or something in the background. So again, adding, like, you've got a physical set.
Yes.
So having like certain little elements maybe behind you to kind of sell the Kayak Anglers of Florida piece.
Well, hold on. Stop there.
Yeah.
Do you have a picture of yourself kayaking and stuff?
Oh yes, I at one time this was a TV.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So it was like we had a TV that had like showcased and just kind of like tickered through a whole bunch of other anglers in the club and
Yes, love that. Okay, I love that because I was gonna say instead of your diploma be there, like I love the diploma. A picture of you doing it there because you can reference it.
So this is actually, I'm just going to tell you right now, this is actually my honorable discharge from the Marine Corps, and it's
okay.
my homage to Walt Disney, who put his upside down in the back of his pictures.
So then we need to do then? We need to showcase it more because from right now we can't see what it is.
Understood. Yes.
It's just cut off. So we need to find out like a little place for it that people can reference it and get to know it better.
Gotcha.
Right? Because that's a great idea. But if it's cut off, we just think it's a straight diploma or something else. We don't know exactly what it is.
Understood.
Yeah.
I like it. Give me good ideas. Lots of things I'm already going to work on.
And then a couple other things. By the way, this is from NLTMW. Again, I understand the purpose of it. His suggestion is like if you took down the certificates, it would have a great spot for adding logos with an overlay.
Right.
That also could be something where, if you kind of think about it, what you also could conceivably do is like if you were in this shot right now, let's say you happen to build an overlay where it actually, like, because if you kind of look at it, you kind of have the line already running down the wall with that metal wall on there. You could actually, if you wanted to, you could be like, hey, today's show is sponsored by, and that could literally just be an overlay that pops that you come up with.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that way you almost, if you think about your like layering various elements, so it's not over branded, but at the same time, it's, you know, it's where you could add some parts to your show
Yes.
to sell that. So I know you came in here asking about lighting.
It's
I
all,
hope that
no, this is exactly what we need. I like to get other feedback on this, and I've been doing it for a couple of years now, and I want to just get better at it. So
no, you're doing
Yeah,
a
no,
really good job.
your lighting is key. Your sound is great. The look, I love the camera that you're using. It's just when you said it's just when we look at it, we want to know exactly boom, 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 what it is, what you're doing.
And then let's talk about streaming real quick. So I'm going to bring up your live stream.
oh boy.
No. Okay. So hold on. Okay. So tell us, what are you streaming about? How often are you streaming? Like,
So we stream every Tuesday night, 8 o'clock, and then we also stream once a month on Thursdays
okay,
for the show.
cool. Okay, cool. So this is your stream. Kayak Anglers of Florida, right? I got the right one, right?
Yes.
Okay. So walk me through what we got here. So you've got, for some
So
reason,
we
all your
have-
stuff is hidden. I'm not sure why I'm not able to see it.
Very strange. So we have an intro video that is actually at the beginning of our show. It's a 1-minute intro video, has images from anglers, and it's all royalty-free music from one of our members who actually produces the music for those sites. So it's really nice that we get that benefit. And then the shows underneath are all interview shows, weekly shows that we do, and we talk about our tournaments, events, and different things that we're getting ready to do.
Cool. So one thing I would say is, like, so this is just some feedback. As you can see, I've tried going into your channel and I'm getting a totally different view. That's really weird. You all can't see this, but I'm on YouTube and I'm not even seeing his channel. Like, I'm not seeing any of the stuff that's actually on screen right now. That's really odd.
That's very strange.
That's weird. Okay. Let me see something. Let me actually take this off and bring it back. Okay. Does that work? Okay, cool. Now I'm seeing it. Awesome. That was weird. Okay. So basically, this is your channel. Okay, great. Kayak Anglers of Florida. Great. Okay, so you got some streams. Any feedback on these, Charles?
How many streams have you done already?
We're actually getting ready to start our 3rd season next week.
Okay.
So we're at 40 episodes just this last year.
Oh, okay. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, I see all the other streams.
So here's some feedback on the way you're titling these. I would bet that you're getting 20-something people tuning in, and then no one else is tuning in after that. And that's probably because they might not know what these are about.
Correct. This is that we've been using YouTube, and I've been wanting to do this to update this and make this more user friendly, because we're mainly off of Facebook, and YouTube is like the placeholder for those who don't have accounts for Facebook.
Okay. So here, I guess here's the other thing. Like, you have to think, like, who's your audience? Where are they going to tune in? What are they tuning in? Where are they tuning in from?
Right.
I would think that they're probably going to go on, like, I would think if I'm going to go watch a video, I'm going to go to YouTube.
Okay.
That's my thought process. I'm going to go to YouTube. I'm going to go to TikTok. Facebook's like last resort for me.
Okay.
But I also think about the nature of your topic. So, for example, are you sharing, like, I haven't looked at these, but are you sharing tips and things like that other, anglers, kayakers might want to get involved in? Because if that's the case and your goal is to grow, like, does it matter, for example, that I'm not in Florida?
No.
So I would 100% be pushing towards YouTube on this.
Okay.
And that's because
here's another question though. You said you have a Facebook group?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So if you have a Facebook group and this is just for whoever doesn't have an account, they can just go watch it over here.
Correct.
So your main focus is for your group though.
Yeah. So the main focus is that we're doing this on our main page. We have what we call a trail members page, which is all memberships who pay to be part of the certain events. And then those members who don't have account, they see it on YouTube.
Okay, so what is your main focus then? Is it to get followers or to give your group something to watch every week?
The group and the information, yes, sir.
Okay, so then that's a little different, because if you're trying to do it for your group,
I would publish it on YouTube at that point.
Yeah, see,
you're potentially, so you're losing revenue at that point, potentially, right? Like, even though you got small numbers on like 20 views, for example, that's potentially 20 views, that 20 members that could be in your group.
Yes, probably. Yes, sir. You're correct.
Right. So what you should do is just, they don't have an account, try to get them to be one of your followers. Try to bring them into the fold. Don't give them an out.
Right.
You want your group to grow. Right.
So here's what I would do to change that. So I'm going to take back what I said, which is like, oh, push towards YouTube. Now that I know the full story of it.
Okay.
I would, on YouTube, I would actually put snippets, whether it's a YouTube short or whether it's, pieces of like, maybe it's a quick highlight. It doesn't, you don't think about it like this. You're not giving everything away for free.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
So don't give the entire, like this is, let's see how long this episode is. So there's a 51-minute episode, for example, this episode right here. So I would give them maybe, think of it like this. It's like a movie.
Trailer
movie doesn't give away.
Yeah.
Like granted, the trailer gives away a lot of the movie, but they don't. The trailer is like the trailer is to tease you to get you to go pay and watch the movie.
Yes.
So the same thing for your shows, like, hey, this show is, it's a trailer to get them over to the group. To join all the other members and the community and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
just find the funniest, the greatest, like little funny parts of the whole show. And then when they get to the answer, like something's going to happen to the answer, cut it off. And just watch the rest, link back to your Facebook.
Because if you think about it like this, if I were to, like, for example, I'm not part of your membership. I don't even know about your membership. So I would sit here and I might say, you know what? Oh, I might watch one of these and say, hey, you know what? I really like this. And then I will continue to watch on YouTube. And there's probably some sort of call to action here. But even if there was, I might say, well, hold on, I can actually watch this for free on YouTube. Why would I ever, how much is it a month, by the way? Did he freeze?
No, I think we all froze there for a second, but go ahead.
Okay. How much is it a month to join your membership?
It's $50 a month.
$50.
A year. Sorry, for the year. Sorry, excuse me.
Oh, for the year. So bottom line is still.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. So why give other people freeness? Listen, you want to see what we're talking about. You want to get the tips. Because for me doing this, saying, so this is my earbuds that I'm showing you, right? And inside this package, you get this quick little hint thing that nobody knows about, and then it's gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. Like, oh,
yeah.
They're like, what's in the package? What? No, come over to my other channel and you'll see what's in the package.
Yes.
And also think of it like this as well. So even if it's just, and I think the money's plenty, like is fine, but let's say it's $50. So that's what does that work out to? About a couple dollars a month, $3.50 a month, something like that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So even though $50 may seem very inconsequential, when you add it up by the number of members, that also is something you can use to continue to grow the channel.
Yes.
So it's something that you could put into, you've got the sponsors, for example. So it's $50 that could go towards, for example, that might be one music license, or that might be, an editing software or a piece of an editing software that will help you improve the videos, for example, or make it easy it might be $50 might be, I can actually now have somebody make short clips, kind of like as NLTMW says here, short clips that would be interesting.
Yeah.
This could be like, you could outsource that and have someone else make those for you.
And not only that, become a member because you get A, B, and C. You get giveaways, you get the discount cards, you get the, whatever you guys are doing for that week. You say, hey, we got 4 memberships to come on to kayak with us free this weekend, but you can only get it if you're a member.
Correct.
These are the reasons why you become a member, to say, hey, I could win this, but I have to be a member.
Yes.
By the way, I'm looking at your video here. What are you using for looks like you're creating a really nice drop shadow around your videos.
Yes. So I'm using Photopea.
Okay. Got it. Nice. Cool.
Beautiful layouts that were provided. And I was able to actually go in and adjust the layers. Great tool for those that are not very Photoshop savvy, but at the same time are able to do it. It's pretty easy to use.
Fantastic. The other feedback I would give you here, and this is not your look and feel, but you got to get your is this your team on board?
No, this is actually 2 other individuals that are So myself, I've been doing social media now for a little while. The
Okay.
gentleman down on the bottom right is
Yeah.
in the middle, and the guy on the very top is brand new, and he's only done like 10 shows. So we were just
Okay,
kind of
cool.
like doing comparison shows.
So what I would suggest is take some of the tips that we've given you today. Like I like this. I like the look of this overlay right now.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. I'm liking that one too.
So take some of the tips that you've got, and like, for example, I don't know if Ryan's your partner in this or if he's
Yeah.
doing something. So again, but come up with, like, going back to the same thing we talked about earlier, like the motor, for example, is kind of hidden.
Yes.
So come up with, like, let's improve your positioning of like how you're positioning some of the sponsors, and let's also see about getting his positioning adjusted as well.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that, and that's solid information right there about bringing them more up front.
Yeah.
Because honestly, this looks really, look at this. You got this stuff on the bottom. I like this.
Yeah.
This makes it pop. Makes it look really good.
Find us here. This is our people here. This is great.
Oh, and is the teal color, is that part of the brand? I'm not seeing it in the Kayak Anglers of Florida, but is that part of the brand?
Oh, he froze again.
Let's see. Let's wait for him to come back.
Yeah. But yeah, I love the comments here. Everybody's coming in.
And we'll wait till share NLTMW's comment here when he comes back.
Yeah. So they want to know, Chris. They want to know. Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. So we're actually in the transition of this. The color is actually the start of the next season. We're transitioning those colors, and it's more of a pop. Background on it's really, really South Florida, Miami Vice colors.
Cool. Okay. So if that's the case, that's actually kind of cool. So if you're going to go with something like that, then if it's a total brand transition, then I would that's awesome. Like, go ahead and do it. Just like kind of give your audience, a bit of a heads up on that. Like, hey guys, next week it might look a little different. We're doing, we're going to take this week off. We're going to make some adjustments, blah, blah, blah. And then come back with, hey, we made these adjustments to our look and feel of our show. The other thing also would be, I get the, get the Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I think, right? And so one thing to also kind of mention, and again, I don't see it, but that also is because I haven't watched the show. But if it's a, hey, we're preparing for October, for example, October's Breast Cancer Month, like that should become like standard for the shows, maybe for that month. So just kind of give your audience a heads up about it.
Yes.
And then use the drop thirds for their logo. So then they tie in, when they see the logo, they say, oh, that's why his thing is pink in the background.
Makes sense.
It's an easy tie in, because once they see the ribbon, they go, oh, that's why he's pink. Okay.
Understood.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, makes tons of sense, and it's working out. I've got some adjustments to do, and it's spending this weekend actually doing these adjustments, so it's going to work out great.
There you go.
And again, it's small incremental improvements. Like, so I got to say, let's go back to your shot real quick. So that's Kayak Anglers of Florida, by the way. If you want to go check out his channel, go and check it out. Remember, he's got a Facebook group, so go and support him on Facebook. Randy, if you want to just share us a link with that in the backstage, we can put that in the comments as well.
Yes,
and then just a couple other little tips. So again, key takeaways here would be create shorter content of your longer videos. NLTMW had a good comment. He said, make your sponsors proud so they keep paying.
Yep.
Great.
So that means
Yep.
positioning. It's positioning. If you're wearing a hat, for example, and they're the sponsor, it's that. It's the t-shirt logo, for example. It's making sure the placement is good on the screen, for example.
Yeah.
Like, your overlays are fantastic. I think those look great. So, and then one last piece of advice I had: how do you have your camera mounted?
So my camera is actually sitting on the little base right on top of my computer.
Okay. The reason I asked that was because when you were doing something, I don't know if you were moving, but your camera was bouncing a little bit.
Oh wow!
Okay. Like it's very, like, very subtle, but it was moving around a little bit.
I wonder if it's when my chair hit the desk. So
here's a little thing that I found. If you go to Amazon, they have the hook ones where it's a standalone, so it's not touching it's a floating, so it's not touching anything. So if you do bounce the desk or move, the camera is always steady. It won't bounce. So that's a little option you can do, just to keep a separate mount so it's floating, so it doesn't touch anything when you're moving around.
I think he froze again.
Yep.
We have a really bad storm getting ready to happen
Okay.
down here, so it's just that
Okay.
makes lots of sense.
There
No
you go.
worries. So do us a favor. I want to say thanks for joining us. If you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to reach out. And then we also have a free Facebook group as well. So feel free to join that.
Yes, thank you, gentlemen, very much. Have a wonderful show. Thank you.
Anytime.
All
Thanks,
right.
Randy. Bye. That was cool, by the way, Charles. Like, I got to say, I'm super impressed with kayak anglers of Florida, what they're doing. Again, little small tweaks here and there.
Yeah.
You know, like, for example, the like NLTMW, I want to thank you for giving us some good insights into doing things like, you know, let's make some short content, for example, or make that trailer that makes people watch. And then they're like, and you cut it, and it doesn't have to be a hard cut. It just could be you get to the most important part, and then, you know, hey, join us on Facebook.
That's it. They're like, oh, what happened? Where did he go? Did he flip over? What happened to the kayak? Oh, who was on? Like, anything just to get them interested, to say, oh, I got to see the end, and go over to Facebook and just watch the end.
Yep, exactly. Fantastic. Okay, so we got a couple of other people. We have about 20, 25 minutes, I think.
Okay.
Charles, I think. So we got a couple people backstage, Rama and Takeshi. If you want to come on screen with us, only thing we ask, do us a favor, turn on your camera. And the second thing would be also let us know what your question is in the private chat.
Oh, I like this one. Tom said something that I love so much, because I'd say the same thing. It says the first 15 seconds of the video is like the 5 minutes of a blind date.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. When someone sees your video and you got a quick, you know, they see it, they like it, they're going to stay on longer. So you got to impress them the first time they see it, that you got to give them that little wow factor. So I like that.
Absolutely. That's a great point. Yeah. And if you think of it, like, the intro is, I mean, this is why it's super important to be looking at your YouTube analytics, paying attention to, you know, how long people are watching. For example, if you were like, you probably wonder, well, why do you guys stream for like, what are we at, an hour and change now? Why do we do 2 hours, 3 hour streams? Because we still have people tuning in, asking questions, and engaging with us.
Yep.
But if we did a 1-2 hour stream and Charles and I are just talking back and forth, it does take a lot out of you streaming. However, it's also one of those things where if the conversation's not flowing, don't force it. So make sure you go and check your YouTube analytics for all. If you're streaming to YouTube, for example, go to YouTube, log into your account. On the top right corner, that says YouTube Studio. You can go and you can look at the analytics, and you can look at the analytics for every single live video you do and see, you know, how long people are watching. And don't be afraid to experiment and adjust and change some of the setup. Awesome. Okay, Charles. So we're going to bring in Fravilla Maravilla. And so we've got Fravilla. And then I hope that, or you know, hold on, actually, I think this is the same one, actually. So let's go and bring on Fravilla. Fravilla, are you ready? Give us a thumbs up. Okay. I got to say, we've had Fravilla on another show. I don't know if you were on with us, Charles, but Fravilla has joined us, and I think the last time we talked, there was like a picture, and there was like some other feedback we were giving Fravilla. So Fravilla, thanks for joining us for live stream reviews. How we doing?
Hi, thank you. I'm good. And how about you guys?
Doing very, very good, actually. I got to say, I see quite a few changes from the last time we had you on.
Yes, you gave great advices. I got a new chair, some lighting in the rear.
Nice.
I have more lights. Let me show you.
Yeah, sure.
I have a very humble setup, but
Cool.
like
Okay.
now I have 3 lights, a mirror, and this light also just for the background. So it's been quite cool. Actually, all the advices that you gave. Oh,
Nice.
sorry.
So, okay. So I think the microphone's different because you had, I think, an over-ear microphone of sorts last time, right?
Yes. I got this Chinese knockoff, but it's kind of very helpful.
Okay.
It connects USB, but it pops sometimes when I'm looking back at the live shows I do.
So you're getting plosives. Okay. So
it also
plosives,
has
yeah.
this, but now it gets like too into my face, and I cannot read. I cannot see the keyboard.
Okay.
So I took it off. I don't know if it gets better with this on.
So do like plosives. So like no.
So-
Charles, can you kind of explain it?
Yeah, so plosives are your P's, your P's, your those.
Okay.
When you do a filter, that's what it's taking out. So I tell everybody when you're testing your mic, sing your ABCs, because your ABCs will give you your B's. So A B C D E F D, like the P's and the F's and the P's, so you can hear that little pops in your microphones.
Right.
And then the other thing is the placement of that. So like I used to have one of those. Actually, I think I still have one. So there's one where it can attach to a desk, things like that. So
Yes.
what you could do is you could either run it like to the side, for example. You could put it potentially on the back of your desk and have it run underneath the microphone. Does that make sense?
What? I'm sorry.
You could the pop filter you have.
All right, so here.
So Charles, I think you have one too, right?
Yes. So I have like 4 of them that I use depending on what I'm doing. If I'm doing a voiceover, if I'm doing a live, and it depends on your microphone too. Some microphones have it built in. So this one actually has it built in. So I don't need that as well. Right.
Okay.
Also, you already have a filter on top of your microphone right now.
Yes.
So sometimes you don't need a double. Because, you know what I mean? So you sound your bass, it sounds good coming out right now to me. I can hear everything. So
Can you hear me better without the popping right now? Because I lower it down and put it a little bit on the side. I thought I had to have it just.
It was better. It was better the way you had it closer. Because with certain mics, the sound is where the little ball is. There's like a little ball inside, and that's where it comes through. So right there, you sound great.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
And so I think it sounds really good. I'm not hearing like fan noise. I'm not hearing like air conditioning, for example. Again, depends on the type of mic. The mic can filter all that stuff out.
Yeah.
Depending on the type of mic you're using. There are some questions. What's the brand model? I think this is your mic.
It's a Chinese thing that I got in a Chinese shop for very few bucks.
Okay.
It is non-branded, actually.
Okay.
Is it USB plugged in?
It is plugged, USB plug. Yes.
I gotta say, it sounds pretty good. I mean,
it does.
like,
yeah, it cost like $25, and I thought it is a deal. I mean, I took it.
And I see you have the volume knob on it as well.
Yes, it does, and also connection for earphones.
Cool. Very cool.
That's pretty good, man.
Nice.
Yeah. It also has an echo button, but if I move it like that, I don't know how you hear it, if it sounds better or not.
It's creating reverb, actually.
Yes, it's called a reverb. Yes, it's a sound effect. So I do that with my box. Like if you want to have fun with your show,
all right,
then you just you have fun with it. So you'll be talking and then say you're going to introduce Christian. So now and before you introduce Christian, you go, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, and then you turn it on. It's just something to be different. So if I was introducing you and I want to have fun, I'd be like, listen, ladies and gentlemen,
please welcome to the show. Have some fun with Christian.
So you got to think of like the flow, the style that adds to your show. So for example, if I were doing it with this show, I wouldn't use that. Like I wouldn't use the helium effect there, for example.
All right.
So it depends on what your show is about.
It is a fun show. It is about celebrity gossip and cultural facts and lots of people interacting. I take a lot into consideration the people. So it's been great. I'm reaching over 600 followers right now.
Cool.
I did a party video for 500 subscribers, and it has reached over 2,000, more than 2,000 views. So it's been quite amazing.
Yeah, and I loved how you have your setup. Quick question for you.
Yes.
That TV screen behind you on your left.
Yes.
It's showing what we're showing. Why do you have that on? What's that for?
I was watching you on TV, and on the phone I was in the chat with my other.
Awesome.
Yes, but I don't like to show it. Actually, this is my living room. So this is basically where I have you guys on the show, or or whenever I'm alive, I'm looking up to see what is people seeing, right?
Nice.
So
Nice. Okay.
yes, and I forgot to put this on. Let me show
Yeah.
you. I have more lights here, and I usually put these two plants here.
Cool. Nice. Nope. Cool.
So I have a little bit something else they look at that is nice.
Yeah, and
And I got this color changing light here. I don't know if it is too much, but I thought it looked good, and people have said good things about it.
you know what I do? I do like it, but you can actually change the timer. I think on yours, I'm could be mistaken. You can change it. See how fast it changes?
I can. It is fixed. That it doesn't have any bottom. It's like a strobe. Can I show you?
Yeah. See if it has like the fade instead of it just chipping.
Yeah.
It can fade in and fade out.
It was something really cheap from the Chinese store. Also, hold on.
Okay.
I would say this. If it were me,
this.
okay, I see what we're doing.
It's
Okay.
just a strobe. It
Oh,
doesn't have any buttons or changes. It just changes.
Gotcha. Okay.
So if I were, I'll give you some feedback for Villa on that if I can.
Sorry. Yes.
So
I'm hearing.
if it were me, I would try and go with a solid color light in the background. Because,
Solid color.
Yeah, because I'm sitting here watching. I'm gonna put you full screen, and we'll see that light. Like it gets me to like it diverts my attention.
All right.
It's not just like timing on it. It's the fact that it does change color. For example, like I could do the same thing in my background as well. Like here, let me actually pull up my light. So for example, I've got like a scene switcher behind me, and I can set it to like a certain like style, but I could do something like this, for example. And you're going to see it's going to change from red, and it's going to change to, in this case, it's going red to red. Here, let me do a different color. So it does like a blinking option, right?
So mine changes on my voice. So after a while, if you notice, it's going to get a little distracting after a while. For every word I say, it keeps changing. Yeah. And like Christian said, if I'm doing a dance party or I'm DJing something, then, this is great. We can have some fun with the dance party. But if we're talking, doing a show on a one-on-one, after a while, it does get a little distracting.
Yes, I got it. Yeah.
Like if he were doing like a Halloween show or something like that, it would probably go well for something like that. So basically what Charles is doing, by the way, for those of you watching, he's got, I think those are LEDs, right, Charles?
Yeah, these are LEDs behind me. Yep.
And they're controlled by sound. And I think they're these.
Are those LED stripes?
Yes, these are the stripes that I told the last guy that I looped around.
So they're basically
the
like
box. Yeah.
Sound activated LED light strips.
Yeah.
So you could turn them on, you can change the colors, but they are based off of sound. So when you're talking, it's going to potentially change the color.
Actually, Christian, that effect you have in the background that is blurred is from your camera, right? Your super expensive camera.
Yes, it's my camera. Right. But here's the thing: you could create something like that as well. Like you don't have to have like some of the webcams have utilities that will let you adjust that.
Okay, but I'm using my rear phone camera with Iron right now, so that's why I was able to take it and show it around my setup.
So what you should check out. So if I were you, so here's a way to enhance your broadcast. If you have you checked out Re-Incubate Camo?
What? I'm sorry.
It's called Camo.
Camo.
Camo. CAMO.
Camo. No,
so
I don't.
Basically, there's a okay. So for those of you watching, Favilla is using an app called Irian Cam, and Irian Cam basically what it does is it'll let you use your smartphone as a webcam.
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. Fantastic. Right. I don't know if that one gives you all the granular control you want, but Camo also uses your smartphone as a webcam, and it taps into your phone, and there's a pro model of it. It's like, I think $80 for a lifetime license.
Yeah. Before we go on, just Cindy, thanks for joining us. You got to go, but thank you so much for all your great questions and advice.
Bye-bye.
And also, she says it'd be great for Halloween, by the way, too, Charles. What I'm saying for Villa is there's the Camo app. What it does is it does the same thing as Irian Cam, but there is a setting, and it will actually tap into the blurred option on the camera. So it will let you dial in the background.
Okay.
Does that make
I'll
sense?
take it up. Thank you.
Here, let me see. Charles, I'm gonna let you keep running the show for a second. Let me.
Yep. So hold on. Let me change this back because I think I'm gonna give everybody a headache. Hold on.
Do you know, Charles or Christian? I was able before there was this update in StreamYard to use a green screen tool, but right now it says that I don't have enough computer power to be able to use it, and I wonder what are the minimum requirements for using it right now.
What kind of computer are we using?
It's an old Lenovo ThinkPad.
So the first question, I don't know if you were on earlier. The question I would ask you is, why would you want to use green screen?
And just for the fun of it, sometimes I guess.
Okay. So with green screen, you're going to have to do a lot of work by putting up
Yes.
the green screen, taking it down, or making sure you have proper lighting to fade all your stuff out in the background. So that's just a question because we talked about it earlier. Because for me personally, I love your background the way it is now because you have the options to change things. You know, how you feel. Like, you could take that plant and put something else. You can take the picture and change the feel and change the color. Like if I want to, if I feel blue, then I change my lights to blue. You know what I mean? I change the whole mood. And that's the same thing you can do. But if it's green screen, is there certain, like I can move the pictures, I can put my awards up here, I can take the stroke. Like there's so many things more you can do with the live background. So that's why I love that table behind you.
Right, thank you.
You can change that table look for anything you want to do. You know what I mean? I love that table behind you.
Oh, thanks a lot, Charles.
And here's the other thing that also gets into a great question that that Coffee Talk and Tech mentioned earlier, and it was the fact that if you're buying, like for example, you spent money on the lights, probably on those plants, that background, right? For you to put up a green screen, it's going to take up, it's going to get rid of all that stuff. And so you spent the money on it, and now you decide you're going to do something else. You basically have wasted that money at that point.
No, thank you. I also like it the way it is. But sometimes it's nice to have another option when you just want to play, or I don't know, you're doing a specific topic and you want to play with your background. I have the canvas for the green canvas for doing the green screen already.
So you just need more power to your computer.
Yes, I need to update my equipment. Yes.
So here's the thing. That's the other thing. Like if you decide you wanted to do the green screen option, and I tell people all the time on this, but your computer is one of the most important parts of your live stream.
Yep.
Yes.
So for example, I actually have two computers. I use one for just live streaming, and I have a second one that I use for everything else.
Okay.
So that way it's dedicated to that. I don't have to worry about I spilled water or something like that, then the other machine is there.
Okay.
So you go that route. You could also just invest in one computer, for example, and the benefit there is that that's the brain of your live stream. Yes, you need good internet, but start with the computer because that's going to help you do more and get more out of things. So,
all right.
And I just want to answer Junior's question real quick, if I may. He wants to know it's not the level. So with StreamYard, you can have multiple people on the screen. Yes. When you go up in level of payment, it's to stream out to more functions. So I'm on the highest one, so I can stream out to 8 different locations all at once. The next level down is 3 locations. So that's what it is. But with StreamYard, the beauty of StreamYard is you can bring up all these different people. I think a maximum is 10.
Yes.
I think it's 10, yeah.
10 on screen, and you can move them around. So if Christian wants, he can put me where he is. He can switch all of us around in different locations. So that's the beauty of StreamYard, is to move everybody around, different sizes. We can change all our looks. So to answer your question, yeah, you can have multiple people on here.
So let me do this. I'm going to mute all of you. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to show people this while we're kind of talking. So this is the StreamYard dashboard. And so Junior, you're asking about the different views. And I bring this up because the views are all along here. So basically, if you want the 3-person view, it would be something like this. And then the other thing you can do is if I want to drag you around, I just simply do this. Okay, sorry about that, everyone.
Nope, that was great because I just realized you didn't know you could do that, right, my friend?
No, I was wondering how you do that.
So it's real simple. You take your cursor, grab it onto whoever you want to move, grab them, and just throw them somewhere else.
Drag them, yeah.
That's all it is. And that's another key thing to make your stream look different. So instead of me always being on the right, sometimes when you have 3 or 4 guests, there we go. He just swipes me over.
I'm just dragging him around. I could do this, for example, if I wanted to spotlight you.
There you go.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. So that's a beauty of it. Change up your show because you know some streams have the same people in the same spot every show and every time.
Yes.
It gets boring after a while. So, when you come back from commercial or break, switch us around.
Okay.
Awesome. So I'm going to bring your channel up real quick just so everybody knows who you are. This is for Villa. It's El Show de Favela Maravilla. And
great Spanish, though. Great pronunciation.
I've actually heard that a few times, actually, in the last few episodes. So I'm trying my best.
Thank you.
So this is what it looks like. This is his channel. I think the last time we took a look at your channel, we talked about like some of the thumbnails.
Yeah, I still have to do some of the stuff you said, but yes, I try to. I changed my thumbnails a little bit.
So less is more on the thumbnails. I would try and reduce the amount of text on the thumbnails.
And not only the text, I think it's the size. I think it's the size as well, because some of them don't have that many text, but the size is so big that it's covering over the picture that I can't really see the picture so much as the size of it. Like if you scroll down, Christian, to the disco ball one. See, the disco ball one is great.
That's actually really good, yeah.
Right? So it's just, I can see you, I can see your face, and then I can see just simple words. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. I think that's really good, actually. And you've also made the text big enough, this disco party one.
Yeah.
That you've made the disco party thing big enough to where that's putting the focus on it. I got to say, the other thing I want to make sure I highlight to all the people that are watching is this. His stream for Villa, you've been streaming, and like, look at this. He's got 400 people watching this stream. He had about 500 people here, 550, 700. So those are really good numbers for streaming.
Thank you.
So you're definitely doing something right. Now, the one thing I would say to try and work on is how do we get your subs up?
Yes.
It's awesome that you're getting people to tune in, but that is something where like we would want to make sure that we said things during the show, for example, such as,
there you go.
Hey, if you're, for example, I'm going to do a plug for StreamYard here. For those of you who are watching and, have you subscribed to the YouTube channel, you can subscribe to us here.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you have 500 people watching at a time and 700, then you should be asking every one of those guys, say, hey, just, we're having a great time. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. We'd love to see you again. We do more great shows like this. So you're having fun. Just click that button.
Yeah, I do. Sometimes I don't have that many people on a live show, but a lot of people that watches after it's been uploaded, like on a different time, and not alive, not in the live show, but they are like followers that they cannot be on time.
Yeah,
I usually do it at 8 o'clock Central Time, 6 o'clock East Los Angeles time, 9 o'clock New York time. So some people is working or doing something else and they watch it after, and that's where I get more views. So this the one from last night, the one that has 371 views. Mm-hmm. I'm sure it's gonna be more views in the following days.
This is what I suggest. Do you have a drop third that says remind to subscribe?
Yep.
Yes, I do.
Okay. So yeah, little things like that. If you know people watch it afterwards, and that's where you get more of your of your views. You know, even when you're not telling them to subscribe, push that drop third button and let it keep flashing on the bottom of the screen to remind them, hey, don't forget to subscribe.
Yes. Okay. I'll be more consistent on that. And yes, I do have it. Thank you.
I want to highlight just a couple of really good comments here from people. So NLTMW says, good audience. Congrats.
Thank you.
Almost 100% of your subscribers tune in. That's amazing. Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome work. One question I have for you then real quick is how have you been able to consistently get 500-600 people watching your live streams?
How I do
any tips that you want to share? Because here's the thing. The only stuff we've helped you with has been your audio, your background,
Yeah, and it wasn't
thumbnails.
that good. I mean, it's been improving little by little. Yeah, I think beyond the technical facts that you help a lot guys with, it's more creating community with the people. I took a lot into consideration whatever they are writing in the chat. I encourage people to talk to each other. I try to keep an eye on. I have a lot of also haters and trolls, so I put some filters. I have moderators that help me out with those. If they start insulting or something, I ban these people. But I try to be very loving to the people that comes near. I call them my family. And I feel it. I really feel the love for the people that takes the time to watch the show and participate. They love participating. They are asking me now to do weekend shows where they can be on the show. So I'm like, oh my God, I have very few spare time for me, and I need to rest. But yes, I will. And the show that I had on a Saturday, it went high. It went to 1,000 views. So I'm seriously thinking I need to do something like that. My next step would be probably doing a show in the United States. Like I traveling to the United States and showing around the people. Most of the people that watches me is ladies, over 40 ladies. Most of them in Mexico, but a lot of Mexican and Latin people in the US also. They are very participative. They like to gossip. They like to talk to each other, to say hi, to send good. I don't know. There is this friend that unfortunately got COVID, and we send good messages and our wishes for her to heal. So it's not just about the entertainment industry. It's about the community mostly. I would suggest that. I started being known in YouTube chat rooms, live shows, by giving comments and starting making friends, saying hi to people. So when I started, I didn't start with 1 or 2 people. I started already with around 50 people that already knew me and follow instantly. So
that's a great advice. Community first, and they'll build, and they'll tell everybody else. So yeah, it's a great idea. Thanks.
So I want to just show one other thing real quick, and I want to pull up your channel, and I want to show this because, so this is his channel, and if you all seriously, if you scrub through this timeline, one thing you're going to see here, look at this, comments throughout most of the episode. Pretty amazing. And then this is what it looks like. So, he's got, for example, you see how he has an animated logo in the top right corner. That animated logo is, you literally can take an animated GIF, upload it to your brand logo area, and it can come in as an animated GIF. And then in addition to that, he's got, there's some motion here, a lot of things going on. So
I did that in Canva. Canva is your best friend.
Yeah. Awesome. I love this comment from our followers. 2,000 people on Saturday. Shut up, hang up, and go live now. I love it.
I should. Thank you, Misty. I also want to thank you because you made available the option to move the images and video clips. Thank you for hearing me. And also, StreamYard family, thanks a lot for the Level Up Summit. It was a great experience. I really enjoyed it. We learned a lot with people that really knows what they are talking about. So Christian and StreamYard, I love you a lot. You've been of great help for building up this. Thank you.
Anytime.
Love it, guys.
So I did want to go back to one comment, by the way, real quick. And this was from, let me see, where's Albert at? So Albert had asked me, he said, because I kind of took a sidetrack there. He said, where'd you go with that camo conversation? So you remember how you were asking me just a second ago about blurring the background, things like that. So I don't know if Erie Cam has this feature, but I'm going to switch my camera real quick. And this is, by the way, this is not, I'm just using my iPhone. This is not on a tripod, by the way. So I'm sorry for all the shaky cam and whatnot going on here. So I'll show you kind of how this looks. So this is my iPhone right here, for example. Okay. And so I'm using the Camo Studio app that comes with it. And so what I want to do is show you this real quick. So basically there's different settings. So you can pick whether you use the front or the back camera. That's not a big deal. But then where it gets really cool is that you have a mode built in where it allows me to switch the lenses. I can change the focus. For example, I can do this sort of thing. For example, if I do want to change the focus of something. And then the other thing, though, that it does have is that blurring of the background. So, for example, if you want the blurring of the background, I'm using a Sony Alpha A61 or 6100 or 6200, I think. So what you can do, though, if you want to blur the background and you don't want to buy a mirrorless camera and all the other stuff you have to get with it, you can just use this app. This is the Camo app. And then all I have to do, watch this. I'm just going to dial it in. If you watch the StreamYard, here, I'll put it full screen. So if you look at the StreamYard pillow in the background, and then I'm going to dial in this app, you're going to see it's going to change. So I can blur the background automatically. I can blur it more. I can blur it less.
That's awesome.
And that's done through the software. So for example, what you could do is you could set your camera up like this and say, okay, I'm going to, let me do a lot of blur. Yeah, let me do not so much. But you have the ability to control that blur. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And what I see a comment here too, it says it's great on Android as well.
Yep.
All right.
It's a very good app. So you have iPhone, you have Android options. For those who have questions on it, just reach out to us. We can definitely get you in the right direction there. But that's the Camo app from Reincubate. So
thank you for the advice.
Cool. Anytime. Well, it's been fantastic having you join us for Villa. Thanks.
On the contrary, thanks a lot for your advice and your time and your effort. I love StreamYard.
Anytime.
All right.
Awesome.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Quick question, Christian. They want to know, is the app free or do you have to pay for it?
So the Camo app is a paid app, but here's the thing. It's $80 for a lifetime license.
Whew. Nada. All
So
right.
I can look it up.
Simple.
So let me just get the pricing real quick for everyone. So it is, let's see. So they have Camo Pro. It's $40 for a year. It's $5 for a monthly subscription. An annual subscription, obviously, $40, and then the lifetime license is $80. So if it were me, I'd be buying the $80 license.
I was going to say that's kind of a no-brainer, right?
So exactly, like you use it for 2 years, you paid for it.
There you go.
So again, that's going to give you, it's got a 30-day refund, all that other stuff as well with it. It uses your phone. It lets you unlock a lot of the features on your phone. And the only thing you really need at that point for your phone would be a holder to put it right there above you and position yourself in the frame.
Yeah.
You can do Zoom. You can do, there's all sorts of stuff you can do. So very, very good app. And then Tom, Tom, thanks a lot for joining us as always. He says you can get a lens with low aperture to get the bokeh looking nice as well. Yes. So that's the bokeh effect, is that blurred background effect. Again, it's having the right lens, or if you got a smartphone with, for example, they have the ability to do the, blurred background. They call it portrait mode most of the time. You can use software as well for some of that. Awesome. This has been a lot of fun. And Tom says anything 2.8 and lower f-stop would work. Cool. Okay.
Oh, great advice there.
So Charles, I think we're at the end of the show.
Another one down. What's it say? Yep. A lot of great advice. And I love that. You know what I love about this show? Everybody's talking to everybody as well, helping each other out. And that's what it is. If we can't get to all the comments, someone asks a question and someone that knows the answer would jump in, and we can add on to that. So I love the way that everybody helps each other out. And that's what it is, a community. You know what I mean? Everybody's show, we can help each other grow their shows. You know what I mean? Like, there's billions of TV shows out there. We all watch them. So love that you guys are helping each other.
And I got to say, I just want to thank everybody who's just given us some feedback here. Charles, seems like people. So do you want to have, so we're going to be back in 3 weeks, I think, right, Charles?
The 18th, I believe.
18th, yeah. So the 18th. So I guess one question I have for you all, like, did Charles do a good job? Do us a favor, give us a yes, or give us a yes or something like that in the comments, and let me know if I should have him. I definitely want to have him back co-hosting with me as well. So, but I want to know what everybody else, what everybody thinks. Did we give you all sound advice today? Just let us know in the comments. That would be awesome.
There you go. And my last piece of advice, everybody, just stream. Have fun, stream. You make a mistake. That's what streaming is all about, is the realness. I love the realness. You know what I mean? If you make it too perfect, sometimes that's what you go live for. You want the realness. So, don't be scared to make a mistake. Try things. I've gone live and hit the wrong button, brought the wrong person in, and go, oh, we'll bring Christian back in a few minutes. What I wanted to bring in is this person, and you bring them in. Don't be scared to try things, because when you try and keep streaming, you do much better. So keep streaming, everybody.
And so just a couple of quick, I guess, sort of announcements things. So, for example, we've got the free Facebook group. If you're not part of that, do us a favor, go and join. That would be like really awesome to have you there. You can go there and you can get help from a number of the people here that are watching. There's a lot of people that are there, 20-something thousand plus people. So you can ask questions, you get help with things. If you have questions about like, hey, I wonder how to use this feature, anything like that. So let us know. One last thing that we like to do at the end of the show is we like to host a giveaway.
Yes, let's do it.
So Charles, how do people access this giveaway tool?
All right. So, when they first showed it, I went bonkers because I do event planning. So when you can do this giveaway tool, it's fantastic. If you do a live stream show and you have giveaways and you don't know how to do it, you can actually go in. Everybody has access to it now, right? And then the beauty of this, you get to pick your keyword. That's the number one thing I love about this tool. You get to pick your keyword. So, and if you don't have it, you could just write to them. It's real simple. StreamYard.com/giveaway tool.
So that gives you access to this tool. Every single person who has a StreamYard account gets access to the giveaway tool.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to show you how you set this up. So basically, you create a broadcast in StreamYard. You open a new tab, StreamYard.com/giveaway. So you want to bookmark this and then select the broadcast. For example, let me see. So what broadcast do I have pulled up? I think I actually have a couple of these open. Yeah. So you basically, from the dropdown, you select the broadcast. You can put a hashtag in, or you can leave it blank. If you leave it blank, it will collect the comments from people. But if you put in a hashtag, for example, we're not using a hashtag today, but it might be hashtag love StreamYard, for example. And then once you select the broadcast and I say start collecting, I just leave the window open and it starts collecting. So every single person gets access to this. If you're a StreamYard user, just go to StreamYard.com, sign up. This is much easier than using services to pull in, like having to type in all the names, things like that. It only pulls in people that have commented on your live stream. So it pulls in people from Facebook or YouTube and so forth. So the destinations you're connected to.
All right.
So then, yeah, go ahead, Charles.
No, so people are asking, like, what can you do? Yeah, depending on your show, you can put the hashtag depending on what show. So if the show is about, tech, you could put hashtag tech. So everybody has to type in hashtag tech. So you can do it with your show. So all you got to do is put it in right now. What hashtag Christian put in?
In this case, you can put in anything because I'm not running a hashtag, but
right.
Anything, a word, it doesn't matter.
Right.
And so then what's going to happen? Oh, and by the way, I guess we should tell them, what are we going to give away today, Charles?
That beautiful mug. Everybody loves the mug. It's so big, soup, juice, coffee. It holds, it's beautiful right there. So that's what you're getting.
So we're going to send out a mug to whoever wins this.
So just put in hashtag love StreamYard.
and we'll do a drawing here in a second. But let me show you how this works. So so here's the giveaway tool. I've got this open, and it's basically collecting entries. So as people are leaving comments, as you can see, the numbers are changing there. It's going to automatically draw a winner for us.
Yeah. So the more you put in, and here's the thing. Doesn't make a difference if you put it in once or 30. It just it recognizes you as the one person. Yep. So, you know what I mean? So it recognizes you as one person. So it's a great tool. So people can't add 30 times to try to win.
Yeah. And I want to say, so Dale Bishop, he used the giveaway tool a couple times. Works great. We use it every single show that we do. So when we do the show every first and third Saturday of the month, we do this. There's lots of stuff. Lots of ways that you can use this. So let me know when you're ready to draw, and we'll do it.
All right. One more second, everybody. Put in hashtag love StreamYard, and we're going to pick a winner.
Let's see if we can get to 125. We need 4 more entries. So just leave a comment.
So watch this. I'm even going to put it in. There you go. Hashtag love StreamYard. Just put it in.
And remember, you only have to put in once. If you put in multiple times, it doesn't increase your chances of winning, any of that stuff. So here's how you do it, and let's see who's going to win.
All right, let's go.
So I got to get some like a drum or something like that.
Oh, somebody asked for the confetti last time to show you the confetti.
So there is confetti.
There you go.
We get that confetti, and then I also have this confetti.
There you go. Congratulations.
So Ginger Finch. So a couple of points, by the way. First off, I want to say congrats, Ginger. Do us a favor. Send us an email to marketing@streamyard.com. Just put in the subject that you were the giveaway winner on live stream reviews. Send me your address, and we'll get the mug sent out to you. Congrats. It's pretty awesome. Hey, Charles, I think we're going to have to add some sound effects next time. Maybe we'll do a drum roll.
We can do all that, my friend.
Okay. So I think we may try to enhance the next broadcast. We got a few weeks here. So we'll see what we can do to enhance the broadcast a little
bit. There you go.
One other point, by the way, about the giveaway tool. So the colors here, this is all based off of your brand colors in your studio. So if my brand colors were green, this would be green. For example, the confetti would be green. And if somebody happens to win and you're like, oh, well, they won last time, just do draw again and it'll pick another winner.
Yeah, so that's the main thing too. Like I've used it multiple times throughout one broadcast. So you don't have to just use it once. You could use it 3, 4, 5 times. You just push it and the same winner pops up. Say, oh, they won the last time. We'll draw again. Just push it again and it will pick another winner. So that's the great thing about it. Once you upload it once, as long as you have the show keep going, Christian can push that button 13 times and it'll just keep picking winners.
Awesome. So with that, I'm going to say just a quick thanks a lot for thumbs up is the best friend. Thanks a lot. But I want to say thank you everyone for tuning into live stream reviews. We're going to do our best. We're going to make few tweaks to the show, continue to improve it, make it better for you. But with that, we'll see you all, what is it, next 18th, I think, right, Charles?
The 18th, yep. See you on the 18th, everybody. Keep streaming.
Bye, everyone.